The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, folks, it looks like it's finally going to happen. 2 days before Halloween, and finally, Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho will finally be hitting the theaters and possibly your own TV screen. So it took a long time for this movie to get here, being bounced around the calendar due to the pandemic and all. But it's about time that it's finally coming out. A psychological horror by Edgar Wright. Hey, you've heard of him before. And it also has Anna Joy Taylor as well from The Witch, and also from a film that reviewed last year, The New Mutants. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. So I'm going to check it out. I hope you guys are too. And by the way, I might be a little late on this, but damn it, man, you got to check out Black Summer on Netflix. It's pretty kick-ass. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 466 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein, also at the Lair of La Swag within the Raven Chateau, also in Casa de 50. I think that's going to be a thing, at least for a year. And also the Lair of the Gods, where he found a razor this week. No, not for his beard, for those listening, not watching. We are also broadcasting with Lair of the Gods. I said that already. I'm all fucked up. We're here. We're live from 4 different locations for episode 466. And on tonight's show, I'm going to get to it right away, so don't forget. We are going to be talking about the flick. It's a Shudder exclusive, Skull the Mask. So we'll be talking about that, and if we get any voicemail, we'll be playing those at the end of the show. So if you guys are listening live, you still have some time, feel free to send in a voice message or an email, podcast@trickortreatradio.com. And you know what I want to do between now and the end of the year, or maybe even the end of the month, because July is a big thing, because July means that's the month we started the podcast way back in 2012. And you clapping, Raven Shadow?
Yeah.
I could see you pantomiming, but I didn't hear it because it was, I think it was too far away. I got you, though. So, yeah, so this is our anniversary month. So at the end of the month, we'll have a party of some sorts. I don't know what, but we'll have a big party to celebrate the 9-year anniversary of Trick or Treat Radio. I feel like it's self-indulgent at this point. We've been doing it so long. Every single milestone feels self-indulgent. But you know what? They're fun. It's always fun to celebrate those milestones. And we want to hear from all of you. So I would love to hear from every continent. I wonder if we can do that for the 9-year. If we hear if we get a voice message from at least one person on every continent, that would be fucking awesome. Because we have people listening all over the world. So I'd say every country, but that might take a while, Raven Shadow.
How many countries are there?
Take a guess.
I don't know, what, like 30?
Yeah, take off your shoes so you can count.
Take off your pants.
In Africa, I think there's 30 in Africa alone.
30 countries in the world.
How many countries could there really be? Like, how many numbers are there? You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be a stopping point, right?
You know what? There's only
there's
9 numbers, Raven Shadow.
Shit.
I think there's like 190 countries, I think. Somewhere around there, I think. I could be wrong.
Well, Raven Shadow said 30, so.
Yeah, I'm close. I like it's like betting $1 on the was the Price is Right. I fucking all right. I didn't
MZ's close. Aries, you want to take a guess, or do you not care?
No.
All right.
No.
MZ's close, 195. Look at that. Look at the brain on Brad Dragoncock. Whatever the fuck his name was.
The big brain on Brad.
the big-
Dragon.
On Brad Dragon sack.
Oh, sack. That's it. I guess
Dragon cock.
Else. He's
Well,
in a different
I'll
scene.
take that too. I don't mind. I don't mind being called that either. I mean,
I don't know why I was thinking about Monster Zero and porn earlier today,
what?
but it was something. It's fucked
What?
up, John. I got fucking problems. But like then I was thinking, Marion sent me something that I laughed.
Whoa,
then
she
basically-
sent you. Is it safe for work? What she sent you?
I mean, it was a reference to something else.
Oh, Axel
But
Braun.
Axel Braun. No. She made a Catcher in the Rye reference earlier, and I thought about in my head is like Monster Zero's like porn autobiography would be like Catcher in the Eye by Brad Dragons.
Wow.
And I laughed about that, like hold and cuckold. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what the fuck. I think about
I think I like Catcher in the Eye by Rocky Overhang better,
that could be better. Yeah,
or
yeah.
or Dick Delacreme.
Dick
Yeah.
Delacreme, I think, fits that title a little bit better.
Then have the back picture of the author at home. I don't know. He's like in a bathhouse. I don't even know. It's terrible.
All right. So anyways, yeah, here we are live. Raven Shadow, you raised your hand earlier. Were you able to say what you were going to say?
No, not yet. Thank you, John. It's fine. All right. I'm accepting the fact that we're not going to do a hybrid model as of. But if you play back the tape, I think Aries was willing for a special occasion to get the band back together. And I would say, Johnny, based on the words you said, I would think our 9th year anniversary might be a special occasion to maybe possibly potentially be in the same room. Just throwing it out there. Let it simmer on the stove. Maybe the fans might want that, or the listeners and our friends, maybe our detractors.
I don't think it matters to anyone else besides you whether we're all in the same room or not.
Yeah.
Johnny,
And actually, you know what? I've said this before. I think it's actually better that we're separate because you and MZ get a little more lippy if I'm not next to you, and I just feel that's a little more entertaining.
Johnny.
What?
But at the same time, we also suffer a few more technical glitches by having it like this.
Yeah.
And having Aries at the Raven studio is helpful because he can help me troubleshoot.
I don't know why it's not working.
although to be fair, things have been pretty good lately.
I'll tell you, when I'm over there, I am so happy that I am out of that whole area of trying to figure shit out because I know nothing when it comes to this sort of stuff.
Oh, I
So
know.
when we're in the studio, Aries, myself, and Raven Shadow, when we're in that studio and there's a technical problem, those two take care. Well, Aries takes care of it, but Raven Shadow also takes care of it, and I just sit back and just watch the show.
You sit back and watch Golden Girls on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. That's the show.
Nothing wrong with the Golden Girls.
What'd you watch?
I'll watch that.
What'd you watch at work today, MZ?
What did I watch at work today? Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
Nothing on Tubi. Nothing on Pluto
No,
TV.
No, nothing on Tubi. Nothing on Pluto. Nothing.
Wow. Slipping. In your old age, now that you're 50.
Oh, she's fangled
These
internet.
kids watching TV on their phones. What is this?
Will somebody help me change my sack?
Oh, your dragon sack. So what else is new this week? Any you guys have anything big to talk about, or anything exciting, or even unexciting?
I finally got around to.
So to be
What?
fair, MZ Go, I'm sure it's riveting. But that's the thing. To be in studio, there is definitely some jokes and content that's cut off when someone else does speak.
Talks over the other one, yeah, because there's a very slight delay, yeah.
Because I've had some good stuff that's like, oh fuck, so glad that was cut out. The good stuff, but no, MZ, we are fascinated. Please.
No, like I said in the intro, I got to watch Black Summer, the zombie series on Netflix. I finally
Really?
got
Did you cut us off so you could repeat what you said in the intro?
so I can elaborate on it.
And furthermore, Joe Bob Briggs got another season coming up. Bro.
Nah, you guys got to check out Black Summer. I binged the first season, 8 episodes, anywhere between 35 minutes to an hour long each episode, and really good stuff. It's treated more of as an apocalypse than Walking Dead ever did, and the characters are relatable. They're believable. It's segmented. They use like Stanley Kubrick's The Shining style type of title cards before each segment. So it not that it really adds that much to the story or to the characters, except for maybe a little bit of foreshadowing. But the series is totally action driven and not as much dialogue. There's, comparatively speaking, there's very little dialogue going on. But when there is, it's important. But the action is what drives this series. And it's really, really interesting the way they play this whole thing out. It's really good. I highly recommend it. I'll be watching season 2 sometime this weekend.
So I guess it's a spin-off of Z Nation, which I've never seen. So I don't...
That's what I've heard. I don't know anything about Z Nation.
I think it was
never seen it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was a sci-fi show.
Yeah, I think it was their answer for The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Well, it's really good.
It's weird. It seems weird to me. I mean, not that it's like completely out of the left field, but it seems weird that a kind of network like sci-fi show is now has a spin-off on Netflix. Just seems odd, but maybe sci-fi passed on it or something. Who knows? I do know about. I do know that John Hyams directed a bunch of episodes, and I believe he is one of the main producers or behind. He's somehow behind it. And we've done a couple of his films. At least one of them. He did that Universal Soldier movie that we did, Day of Reckoning. And and he also did Universal Soldier Regeneration. I don't think we did that one on the show. But he's sort of a lower tier action director. It actually looks like he did some Z Nation stuff. So that makes sense that he sort of spearheaded this after doing that. But yeah, he did. He also did a movie called Alone that came out last year. So I know a lot of people are big on John Hyams and his action output. But yeah, I'm glad you dug in, MZ. I know I've heard, obviously not on this show, but and I think it was after he had left. But Mars has been raving about it as well on social media. So
yeah. The second season just dropped last week, I think. So yeah, I'm digging it. It's really good. The only thing I hope is that it doesn't overstay its welcome like The Walking Dead did.
I don't think that's possible. What's The Living Dead on, like season 20 now or something?
Something like that. Been around forever.
Let's see. Corny had a couple comments. He said Halloween Kills comes out in October. Did anyone see the trailer for that? I know, MZ, you don't give a fuck, probably, right?
Oh, no. I seriously give a fuck.
Wow. Why do you give a fuck?
Well, because this is supposedly going to be the end. the very last one.
Yeah, right.
Supposed.
No, I thought
Yeah.
there's two more. Like I thought there was this one and then one more after it.
No, I thought it was Halloween from 2018 and then this one. Is there another one?
I could have sworn there was.
But
So Kiss's final tour that's going across 3 years.
yeah, right.
Rolling Stones.
No,
on top.
I saw the trailer for it, and that green screen shot of him leaving that fiery house. I mean, I never saw Halloween, so I can't tell you how much is that's in that movie is in the trailer, so I have no idea. But that green screen that's burning behind him just looks absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Well, shots that are in trailers this early on probably are not
Yeah.
completed yet.
Probably not finished. But yeah, there's one more MZ. So Halloween Kills is coming out October 15th, and then the following year, October 14th, 2022, is Halloween Ends.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, they
Great.
put it in the title, so it's definitely going to be the last
Yeah,
one.
it's
then.
definitely got to be.
Yeah, like Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
But MZ, I know
Like
that you were excited.
The final nightmare.
Yeah, you were excited about one thing in the trailer, at least, right?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
What?
Hey.
Was there something you were excited about from the Halloween Kills trailer?
Oh,
The masks.
yes. Yeah, they're referencing Silver Shamrock.
Yep.
Yeah. So all these loudmouth motherfuckers who don't want to acknowledge that Halloween 3 is part of the Halloween franchise, they could suck the fattest part of my prick, because it is in there, and so it is part of canon. It's part of the Michael Myers world now. They're going to have to learn to deal with it.
What
So-
So
exact-
just because a mask is in it doesn't mean anything.
what-
It's referencing Silver Shamrock from part 3.
It's a mask.
I don't think people are mad that it's in there. Is anyone mad at Halloween 3?
I haven't read anything that people are upset that the mask. If anything, the Halloween 3 fans are ecstatic about it, because this finally puts it shuts the true blue Halloween fans up by saying, well, for years, decades even, they've been saying that Halloween 3 is not part of the Halloween series. And Halloween 3 fans have been saying, yeah, it is. And now this finally drives that nail right in the coffin, saying, well, guess what? If you didn't think it was before, it sure as hell is now.
Okay,
So-
but now comes the hard part: convincing everyone that it's a good movie.
Well, the Halloween fans will always find it to be a good movie, no matter how bad it is. Fuck, they
won't.
They think Resurrection is a good movie. Dangertainment.
Yeah, I thought the first sequel, I don't even know what to call them at this point, but the Halloween from David Gordon Green was okay. Like it was a fun theater experience, but like I'm just not really excited about this sequel trilogy. Like just doesn't really get me fired up. I don't know. So, but I know there's a lot of people out there that do like it. So that's fine. MZ's not in that in that court though. I know that. You've never been a fan of the films, anyways, except for 3. So.
No, that's not entirely true. When I was young and stupid, I liked them. Then I grew
Now
up.
you're old and stupid.
And I'm old. I grew up, and I matured, and I got a little wiser to the game, and realized
Time
that
to play the game.
the Halloween franchise, with the exception of part 3, it's absolute and utter dog shit.
There you go. There you have it.
So there.
MZ is very opinionated about the Halloween franchise.
Hmm.
How much
Yeah.
better? How much better is Halloween 3 than all of the others combined? MZ.
Even if you put all the films together, it couldn't hit 10% of what Halloween 3 is.
But Michael Anthony Hall is in Halloween Kills.
Is that Michael Anthony Myers?
Wait, you mean Anthony Michael Hall?
The one and only, yes, Anthony Michael Hall.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I think I did hear
he's
that.
playing Tommy Doyle. He was in the trailer.
I was thinking, was it Michael Anthony and Van Halen?
Michael Anthony, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It was him?
It was Michael Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah, he plays Tommy Doyle. I guess they couldn't get Paul Rudd on the horn.
And they couldn't get the original kid who played Tommy Doyle because apparently he's a whack job.
So there you have it. MZ's evolving relationship with the Halloween franchise.
I love Halloween 3. I love it.
Wait, wasn't the theme song your ringtone for a while?
Probably.
Of Halloween 3?
No, of Halloween, of the original.
It might have been. I really don't remember, but I will not throw away the Halloween soundtrack. That is an outstanding score. It's one of the two shining moments of Halloween that I will always point out. It'll always be the score by John Carpenter, which is phenomenal, and also the cinematography. I think the cinematography in Halloween is from Dean Cundy is fantastic.
Well, yeah,
it's fantastic.
Well, he's fucking awesome. So
yeah, he's the man, and that's pretty much where it ends. It takes a major nosedive after that.
It's funny because no one really I don't think any of us really love the Halloween franchise. So it's just we just, other horror fans are probably listening and this dude is a fucking nut job. But we're just all right, cool.
I mean, I enjoy Halloween. I think it is a good movie, but I feel it's useless to argue with him about this because he is so dead set in his ways. You're not going to change his mind, and he is just, rather than just say I don't enjoy it and moving on, he's going to insult people who enjoy it. So it's no fun trying to debate a movie if he's just going to say you're an idiot because you like it.
I don't say that. I don't say that. Andy.
You do say that.
I do not say that. If you're a fan of Halloween, that's your business, and good luck for the rest of your life. But
good luck for the rest of your life. I have nothing to do.
Do you not understand? Do you not understand those words? How condescending those words are.
Words. What did I say?
If you enjoy that movie, good luck with the rest of your life.
Yes. Have a good
insane.
life and enjoy the film. That's what I mean. I said it wrong, but that's what I mean.
Don't take any wood, kid. Go fuck yourself, bud. Yeah. Go home and get your shine box, Aries. Yeah, there you go.
There's no way in which you tell someone to have a good life that you're not essentially saying fuck off, right? Have a good life. You fucking piece of shit.
Look, you like Halloween? That's great. And watch it in good health and good luck for the rest of your life.
Oh my God! See, this is why I just can't even get into it with him. Because it is one of the most beloved slasher films of all time.
Yep. And
he just sits there and goes, "It's dog shit." You could simply say, "I don't enjoy the movie." The simple fact that you can't recognize that it is a good movie and that you just don't like it makes it hard to debate the movie with you.
Here's the
He
thing.
doesn't want to debate with you, though.
I can appreciate for what Halloween has done for the horror genre. Absolutely. It's done a tremendous ass load for the horror genre.
Tremendous ass load. Can I quote you on that?
Yes, you can.
That sounds like a Saturday night for you.
I got an ass load of Mountain Dew and nachos.
Now that's a Saturday night right there.
I was just thinking of a literal ass load for him.
Oh, jeez.
Sitting on the toilet for hours on end. And yeah, I can appreciate for what it's done for the genre. But the thing is that I can back up why I think it's a bad film. You don't have to agree with it. But and what I bring out are not opinions, they're just plain old facts.
Oh, shit.
It's a poorly made film.
That is completely like that's an opinion. You can't like because it's up to everyone to determine that, you know?
That is actually exactly what Aries is talking about. And to be fair, the extra special Halloween special where you debated Tiny. I'm not sure what number. It was definitely.
God, I'll find it.
That was very early on.
Yeah, it
But
was.
I gotta say, brother, you didn't come off too well in that debate, and and that's a fact. I mean, that is a fact.
Well,
that's a matter of opinion.
May I
with you.
May I say something in regards to that?
Please retort.
Allow me to retort. To be honest with you, I never had a debate before. So I never really understood the rules of the debate. Not to mention the fact also, I had my notes with me and I was in my car and it was pouring rain out. And I'm talking pouring. It's not an excuse.
And furthermore,
I'm talking loud ass fucking rain.
It's not an excuse, but I'm going to tell you why I lost.
No, I'm
God
telling you what happened. I'm telling you, I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just telling you what happened. But also, I'm not. I like I said, it was my first debate, and I never done it before, so I never really knew, how to go about doing a debate.
You, sir, are not a master debater.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Oh man, it must have been the first one. Let me see. No, it
think it was.
couldn't have been the first one because I wasn't. I think it happened. Let me see. Oh, it is. It is. Okay. Yeah. So Trick or Treat Radio Halloween Special 2012, the first annual Trick or Treat Radio Extra Special Halloween Special. It's time for the great debate: is John Carpenter's Halloween a totally flawed, overrated mess, or the influential classic that the rest of the world thinks it is? Monster Zero versus Tiny White. If Tiny loses, he has to eat a box of Chips Ahoy, gooey caramel cookies. If Monster Zero loses, he has to watch Raiders of the Lost Ark while spooning Dynamo.
Yeah,
I forgot about this.
yeah, I never forgot it.
So it's the first annual Halloween special from 2012. So if you guys want to go back, first annual Trick or Treat Radio Extra Special Halloween Special. There you go if you want to have a listen. And I love MZ, like you clearly didn't know what a debate was because you came with all these reasons why it was flawed and you didn't have any like anything to to stand on for a debate. Exactly. I really wasn't too sure how to do a debate. So I mean, I could do a debate now. Believe me.
Had you never watched?
Wait. He just said he could do a debate now. Should we see if Tiny wants to have a rematch sometime?
Shit, you saying the time is now?
The anniversary show.
Oh shit!
The money in the debate match. There you go.
Well, Halloween Kills is coming out October 15th. I wonder if our Halloween special I don't know. I don't want to talk about something we can't deliver on because I don't know if Tiny's going to want to come back and do it. But
I think Tiny would come back to debate him.
What the rematch?
Rematch? Well, maybe. And by the way, Corny is just eating this up. He says, honestly, I typed that about Halloween Kills just to get MZ to rant. And he said #evil Corny. Oh man. Well, I don't know. If anyone wants to see that, let us know. Maybe MZ. He says he's ready to debate now. He knows how to debate. He's watched a presidential debate or two.
Wait, were you watching the Trump debates? Is that how you learned?
Just
You can debate like Trump?
Yeah, talk over people. Yell.
No.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Wrong.
Wrong. Fake
Wrong.
debate.
Wrong.
Fake movie.
Wrong.
I'm the best debater. No one's better debater than me. I debate all the time.
No one's got bigger balls than me.
Yeah. No one has, to be fair. Rufus. Definitely.
Oh shit. All right, what else is going on? So we learned MZ is not a master debater.
We'll give it away his record.
Yeah. 0-1.
Yeah.
Well, we did have another debate later, didn't we? I thought we had another one. Didn't MZ team up with Bobby Chains or something? Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it was about.
So I have to look for that one too.
I don't even remember what that was about. I have no idea. I'm drawing a blank.
You and Bobby Chains, I'm going to guess you lost that one too.
And they did. I think it was they were versus Wiley and Mars, maybe. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, whatever
you
it
know,
was.
he was half in the bag when we started. So
Okay.
And that loss was cinched up with just Wiley. Like, just,
you were there for that?
no, but just him describing that. You and Bobby Chains versus Wiley. It didn't matter. It could have been a bag of dirt. It didn't matter. You lost.
Oh, okay. So here it is. First up, the great debate of 2014 remakes. Useless trash or next generation folklore. Are remakes a good or a bad thing? Should there be more creativity in film, or is it a perfectly good practice to remake or re-envision ideas that have come before? On the anti-remake side, we have the team of Princess Balls, featuring Morbid Monster Zero and beautiful Bobby Chains. The pro-remake team, known as John Saxon's Hair Pieces, is comprised of scintillating Stephanie Wiley and the dilettante Dynamo Mars.
Jesus.
Who wins? Well, you got to listen and find out.
Oh.
I think everyone knows without even saying.
It rhymes with 0 for 2.
Rhymes for O for shoe.
Yeah, 0 for shoe.
And that was the third annual, if someone wants to go back and listen to that debate.
Oh, we need to get the hat trick and maybe bring in Psycho Patrick. That'd be outrageous.
Oh, man. So, yeah. The great debates. I thought there was some stuff I was going to bring up, but I don't remember. I haven't really watched anything new. Oh, I did. I think I showed this to you guys. I don't think I showed it on the air, though. Got my Manborg VHS.
Ooh. Did you watch it yet?
No, I didn't. You pissed me, MZ? For not watching my Manborg VHS tape?
Because it's a VHS. That comes across to me as a collectible piece, so I wouldn't.
But he opened it.
No,
Oh my God! He
No.
opened the collectible.
No,
Did you open it?
No, it wasn't shrink wrap. This is how it came.
Oh. From the manufacturer or from a seller or?
Oh, from Raven Banner. I got it right from Raven Banner. It came like this.
Oh.
Which actually kind of sucks. Not that I really care, but there's like a little ding in the top. But
Do you still have a VCR up or?
It's not hooked up. I do have one though. I
You
mostly
gonna watch it?
nope, because I have it. I can just watch it digitally. But I do. I mostly have the VHS to transfer stuff to digital files, like I did with all of our old backyard wrestling tapes. That was the main reason I bought the VHS. But yeah, so I think there's only a limited amount of these, but Manborg VHS, it's kind of a cool little piece, just to have. It's a movie that probably like could have been made on VHS and would have fit right in the time. So,
Mhm.
so yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Matter of fact, just a couple weeks ago, I watched Father's Day. Gave that a rewatch.
Did you rewatch it on Father's Day?
I think I might have. I don't remember. But I did rewatch it just recently within the last couple of weeks, and man, it's such a good movie. It really is it's really nasty and brutal and ugly and dirty and vicious and violent.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, it's great. It's so good. It's so fucking good. And it has the best, in my opinion, the best end credits of any movie I've ever seen.
I do remember those being pretty amazing.
Those are just so good end credits. I mean, the scores, and you got two scores playing over the end credits, and you got the line of cast of characters and crew in the middle, and you got all this black space on the side. So what do? They fill up these still images of all the characters in the movie, or most of the characters in the movie, on both sides of the credit list.
Yeah.
And it's just panning down really, really slow, and the music is just it just comes together and so good. Jesus Christ. Sometimes I watch just the end credits. It's just an amazing look at end credits. It's just so good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since we did it on the show, so it's been several years at this point.
Yeah, you gotta check it out.
Yeah. How about you, Ravenshaw? You see? Have you watched Father's Day since we did it on the show?
No, I was talking to Marion about that. I think we ended up watching. We started the editor. The editor we started.
Yeah.
But I think just the night took a turn. But I do.
Whoa. Let me just say, I got to ask, how many movies do you start and finish in one sitting?
Not a lot.
I know. How? Who fucking does that? How can you not sit still for 90 minutes or 2 hours or whatever and watch a fucking movie?
I got anxiety, Johnny.
No.
Johnny.
I'm fucked up. I get.
What are you anxious about in your own house?
I don't know. There's the raining out.
You gotta fucking chill, man.
Considering what your recreation time is consisting of, you shouldn't be anxious or have anxiety at all.
I know. I can't relax. I cannot relax. I relax for literally maybe near 2 hours a day, if that, and then I do it all again. And it sucks.
Well,
I read a comic.
2 hours a day is kind of a lot to relax, I think, for some people.
Yeah, I'm 24.
That's a movie.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a movie.
That's preparing snacks and watching a movie.
Yeah, then I get tired. I get narcoleptic, and then I get, when things kick in.
Hey, lay off the dope, and you won't be so tired.
Yes, no. Okay,
yeah, but he needs it to relax. It's a vicious cycle.
It is. It's terrible.
And you know what are you doing when you're not relaxing?
Stressing.
You're at work for 8 hours. You're asleep for 8 hours. What is that?
Aries, he has stressing out and he has relaxing. That's it. That's what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, because when normal people tell me they don't have time to do something, I assume they're actually doing something. When you tell me you don't have time to do something, I don't believe you. Like I picture you like massaging your dog's testicles.
What?
Okay, that's weird.
What the
Well,
fuck?
I've seen you
that
bring
guy-
your dog in your house. You roll him over and you're
He-
doing weird things to the dog.
He checks him
No.
for ticks and then he wipes them.
Yeah.
And then he finger bangs him.
All right,
Jeez,
he
all
wipes
right,
the
enough,
dog.
enough.
Like
Yeah, I do that too. I do that too.
you wipe the dog?
Yeah, because he goes outside and he pees on like other like on other things that other dogs have peed on, and he probably gets pee on him or anything else.
See, to Johnny Wolfenstein, you listen.
No, because you're both fucked up.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I gotta
Don't
agree
wipe my
with
dog down when it comes in the house.
I gotta agree with Aries. This is messed up.
no.
What?
I'll tell you.
Whoever
I-
heard of wiping a dog's ass or balls because it went to go take a
We
piss?
didn't say ass or balls. Aries said that.
I said
Wipe
balls
his-
because he rolls the dog over and examines it.
Yeah, because he had a tick once, right, Raven Shadow? In his paw.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't find that one because it was so hidden. But I'll tell you right now, the times and it justifies the bit. Knock on wood, Ollie has never had a tick embedded in him, but I've caught them on him, and it's usually my second or third pass. And even just the other day, as a buddy of mine was telling me how he got Lyme disease and wasn't sure how, I took Ollie in, and I'm doing the paw, which we do, wipe in the sink. And then it kind of, moistens a little bit so I get the comb going. But I thought he had a little of his eye gunk, because Bijan gets some eye gunk. And I'm like, oh, let me get your eye gunk, buddy. And I pull it off, and it was a fucking prick motherfucker tick.
Oh.
And I'm like, huh. And yeah, so I'm like, oh, he's probably just dirt. Let me just get that off him. And it was a motherfucker. So I got it off him. So you got to protect him. Ticks are dicks. And Ollie and I Johnny and I,
Wait, what?
I would check Johnny's ticks, but no. Johnny and I just love our animals more.
Whoa!
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh,
No.
oh, now it hurts. Come to the studio.
Wait. MZ, do your cats go outside?
Absolutely not.
If they did, would you check them for ticks?
Yeah, I
Okay,
would. But
there you go. There you go.
But I mean, Raven Shadow. I mean, there's a much easier way of getting ticks off a dog's paw than rubbing its balls.
He does not rub its balls. That's Aries.
You're focusing
Yeah.
in on a humorous comment I made.
No, he's not focusing
Oh,
in.
I thought
He's,
you were serious.
Well, no, because if you watch him, when the dog comes in, he rolls it over and examines the dog's undercarriage.
his belly
I don't
Well,
even.
and his
Little
paws.
checking on how's your father, huh?
Jesus Christ.
Your own.
This
Ticks
is
like
insane.
they like dark sticky spots. I check his ears. I check him. I check his teeth.
Raven Shadow, I'm right there with you. I check like basically like under his chin, his ears, like everywhere, because they can get anywhere. They're fucking
Yeah.
tiny and they're little assholes, right, Raven Shadow?
It's like Johnny, you agree? Like ticks should die, right? Ticks shouldn't.
I
be-
agree. They all
yeah.
should die. Yes, I'm fine with that. I don't kill anything. I don't kill, like, if I find a spider or a bug in the house, I'll catch it and put it out. If I find a tick, I'm burning that fucker.
Exactly
Because
right.
it would try to hurt my dog, and I'm not going to stand for that. So
Yeah, I'm like fucking Rico and fucking Starship Troopers. Kill them all.
yeah, flamethrower.
I'm like fucking DiCaprio at the end of fucking Hollywood.
Raven Shadow, Evil Corny calls you Michael Raven Shadow Tick Buster.
Right.
Raven Shadow, don't let them shame you about checking Ollie. Okay,
Thank you, Johnny.
you're welcome.
Love you.
Aries has a big dog. He doesn't need to check his
Check me
dog.
for ticks.
I have two dogs, and the dogs, when they go out, because they go out every day, multiple times. We could take them for walks in the woods. So every time I pet them or brush them, I am I have no idea what MZ was doing.
Yeah, don't even pay attention.
One
to it.
Raven Shadow. to
Holy
check-
crap! Okay, I am conscious of being aware of ticks and trying to get them off of them. Sometimes the ticks do bite them and get embedded, and I have to take them off. At the same time, I've had ticks bite me, and I've had to pull them off of me. I mean, it happens. So I cannot be examining my dog every time it comes in the house because my dogs go out multiple times, and I have a lab. He is 100 pounds. It would take me a half hour to examine this dog. This dark brown dog. Like, just.
Well, that's where my time goes, Aries. Because I'm fucking checking Ollie. He goes out 3 times a day. So that's a fucking thing. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is you can't, you know what? You're being like a helicopter parent here. Like,
I am.
You can't protect the dog 24/7. You need to be conscious and take care of it if it happens, but you cannot, like, if it's going to happen and you need to deal with it if it happens.
See,
but you just what?
No, you're right. No, you're right. But that's part of my psychosis because I want to be like Tony Stark. I want to put armor around the world. I want to put Ollie in a park.
Well, we're going to have an Ultron tick because of you.
Yeah, I'm going to make Ultron.
We need to get Ollie a fucking suit of armor.
Yeah,
Ollie man.
Ollie man.
I will protect everything I love.
I am Ollie man.
Now, let me ask you a question, Raven Shadow. You take all these precautions about the ticks.
Yeah.
What do you have to remove an embedded tick?
I have your phone number. No.
Honestly, in your house right now, what do you have to remove an embedded tick?
Oh, he's got tweezers all up the fucking wazoo.
Tweezers, I'm good for removing embedded ticks.
I have the Tiki Twister.
Yeah, I have one of those too.
The Tiki Twister.
Is that like the titty twister?
Are you fucking making that up?
I'll fucking. You think I'm scared? You think I won't get it?
Just describe it. Describe it. Because twisting sounds very bad.
It's a scoop, right, Raven Shadow? It's like a little spoon.
Yeah. So theoretically, I think that you can get under it and you can like twist it around.
Does it have a V notch cut in it?
Yes. At least the one I have does.
Yeah, it might not be. That might not be the brand name, but it's kind of cool. It's called Tiki Twister, right?
It really isn't cool.
The Tiki Twister.
We're getting ticks. We got deer ticks. We got fucking, fucking the text.
Did Cheech Marin sell it to you?
Yeah. She's like, not eat meat if you get Lyme disease. That's a fucking douchebag. The Texas Star tip. I got that, and then there's probably some Vaseline in the back. But
don't put Vaseline on it.
Doesn't that makes him come up for air?
No,
right?
That's not a good way.
Water.
You know what? You're worried about your dog? Do some research.
Water works, Raven Shadow. They don't like water.
You do some
as long as they're not embedded yet.
You're advising. Wait, yeah. Aries, you're advising Raven Shadow to go on the internet to care for his dog
and do some research. Yes,
and do some research. Do you realize how many things are wrong in that sentence alone?
But that shouldn't be a flawed statement.
For anybody else, no, it wouldn't be.
Person, right?
It absolutely
no.
I can't look at TikTok. I'll get fucking freaked out. I'll fucking have to call into work tomorrow. I can't look at.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Our boy D Rook popped in. He says, "Good evening, Trick or Treat Radio, brother bastards."
Hey,
and Ruffy.
And also, Gail from Scream Sisters is hanging out. She says, "I miss you guys."
Really? After
that?
And when D Rook showed up, she says they were talking about ticks and dog balls. LOL. That's the takeaway.
Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
That's the takeaway.
Yep.
Ticks and dog balls. Oh God. All right.
Episode title.
So let's see. Oh yeah. So if you guys want to help support the show, there's a few ways you can do so. We do have the Patreon. And speaking of the Patreon, Raven Shadow, tell folks what they can expect tomorrow night if they're listening live on Friday, July 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, this very Friday, the night after the day the show drops, if you are a Patreon supporter or willing to donate, you get to hang out with myself, probably not Aries, but Masa Zero, Johnny Wolfenstein, and all the amazing Patreons, the Blackout Tapes extravaganza. This will be we'll be celebrating our Dependence Day. That's right.
Yes.
July 4th is on Sunday, I think. Maybe a day
Yes.
that ends in, I'm not
Sunday.
sure.
Sunday.
Sunday. But-
Sunday.
True. But before that Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Blackout Tapes return. We're going to talk all raw, Patreons. It'll be nice. We're going to go, and I'm going to go till you guys are there, man. So, hey, it ain't over till someone's no longer sober. You know what I mean? So for $2, it gets you entry into that conversation. But, you know, Johnny's much better at this than I am. But hang out with us. It's like you were all at the Denny's table. And we can all do that in this phone chat in the Discord room, right, Johnny?
Yes. So I'll give the highlights. So yeah. So if you guys want to attend the Blackout Tapes, the Dependence Day Blackout Tapes on July 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're not already a Patreon supporter, you can get in for as little as $2. You can get in any tier. So you can do the $10 tier all the way up to the $10 tier, and you will have access to the Blackout Tapes. That is a small price to pay, Michael Raven Shadow. It's like the cheapest cover charge that you'll have for a hangout, right?
Oh my God! I mean, God, not for nothing. $2. You can't even buy a latte for that.
What's a latte?
I don't know. I know it's a thing.
I
How do
could
you know
just
you
see.
can't get one for $2?
Yeah, I could just see you going up to like Dunkin' Donuts. Give me a latte.
Yeah. How much you want? I want a latte. Hey, hey.
So there's no topic tomorrow, Raven Shadow. Just kind of free form. Just
Yeah. And
it's just a hangout. Like 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're all hanging out. Everyone pop into the Discord channel, pop into the Blackout Tapes voice chat, and we're just going to hang out. And we're going to shoot the shit. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about, I don't know, maybe some comics. Raven Shadow likes talking about comics on that. TV shows, whatever you want. It's completely open. We'll just bullshit. We'll talk. We'll hang out. This is an opportunity for essentially for you guys to have a show with us in a sense, you know, or
yes.
tell Raven Shadow how he should control his substances. Just like
You know what? I gotta ask because these are called the Blackout Tapes. Raven Shadow, you know these aren't recorded, correct?
Not. I'm working on something, Aries. I'm trying to fix it. But
There's not going to be a best of that pops out down the road.
there should be.
What is said is gone.
That's true. Right. So I mean, there's no evidence. It should be the no evidence tapes. But no, I'm trying to work something out.
There's nothing to work out.
yeah, what are you going to work out?
Johnny.
He doesn't control it. It's not recorded. God.
I mean, it could be, but you know,
I'm working. I'm talking to marketing.
marketing. That's me.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah. Yeah,
Marion.
he's probably.
I think you're being scammed if you're talking to marketing.
Are you talking to like a picture of me, like, or
Yeah.
talking to yourself in the mirror?
Sometimes I do both those things.
Gail says Loki. Have you been watching Loki, Raven Shadow?
Thank you, Gail. And I mean, I know Rocky and Double D be showing up, so I know Loki will be a topic. Not Loki. Yeah, Loki. I do enjoy the Loki. It's fucking me up though being on Wednesdays. So I was really
why
enjoying.
don't you just watch it on Friday?
Fucking A, Johnny. I want to, man, but we're doing the Blackout Tapes, I guess. I
You
guess that's
can
why.
watch it before.
I
Well,
can't. I
that's-
get anxiety.
But also that's coming up like you're speaking into the future.
Yeah.
It's like we've had 4 episodes of Loki where you could have waited 2 days and watched it on Friday.
Yeah.
Talking to me or Johnny?
It's you.
To you, the motherfucker who's complaining about it being
Yeah,
on
the one that
Wednesdays.
has anxiety about watching it on Wednesdays.
But no, I need to have everything done too. I need to have everything done. The dishes are done. The dog's been out both
The
times.
dishes are done, man.
Yeah, dishes are done, man. Big up that movie. But no, I can't relax till everything's done. The laundry's done. The dishes are away. And then when it happens, then I can't then I become narcoleptic. And it sucks.
You become narcoleptic. You
I
don't
am,
just
yeah.
become narcoleptic. You know that? You have narcolepsy or you don't.
I don't know. I think I'm like a werewolf. Like at a certain time of night, it just takes over me.
No,
Yeah.
you're just fucking tired. It's not
No. What
narcolepsy.
happens is 10 minutes after he smokes the doobie,
Yeah,
he becomes tired. He becomes narcoleptic.
it's not narcolepsy. You just
Not just-
you're just tired.
Just don't.
Oh, Corny says I'll probably be on tomorrow.
What do you mean fucking probably? Get your mad
I
ass
think he
off.
means probably.
Yeah.
I think he means he will do his best to be on Friday. But people have lives and things they need to
Yeah.
accomplish.
The whole world doesn't revolve around you, dude.
Johnny.
I'm here. Yes.
No, I am enjoying the Lukey. The Lukey.
The Lukey. My name is Lukey.
Yeah.
I live on the second floor.
No, I like it. Hello, Joe. I needs to pick up a little bit, but I'm on the 3rd episode, so I'm enjoying it.
What needs to pick up?
He's got a lot of talking.
You know what? Not everything needs to be fucking Endgame, where it's just fucking an hour of a fight.
No, I agree. See, Johnny, this is why
What? Don't bring me into this.
I'm.
You know what? You know what? Wait. What? These motherfuckers at 9:00 tomorrow. Is that what time this fucking shit is happening?
Yeah.
Oh, don't get excited, motherfucker. You're gonna be crying by 10.
Corny says I wake up and watch Loki while I'm on my exercise bike. Good for you, Corny.
I can't do that.
I have an elliptical machine that's like kind of a cheap piece of shit, and it's so fucking loud that I can't wake up early and do that. I did pay $200 for it, so I can't really complain. But yeah, it's it's pretty shitty.
See, I have to wear headphones when I on my exercise equipment
Yeah,
watching TV.
yeah, me too. Yeah. Evil Corny says, "Make the time, or I'll call and spoil everything." Raven Shadow.
Well, nothing, bro. You watch it by 8 a.m. I check out my face. Like, motherfucker. It's like it's been out for 2 hours.
I'm gonna
It's
wake
a
up.
Weird.
I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow and watch The Bad Batch.
You, Cad Bane.
Yeah,
I like your enthusiasm.
my enthusiasms, all of them.
All your enthusiasms. But I'll watch the Bad Batch.
So Angry Townsman, Angry. He often comments on YouTube, and YouTube's usually the last place I look for comments. I always have it open and look, so you feel free to continue to type in there. But I always have the chat room for the website up for trickortreatradio.com. That's always up, so I can see it. But he says I'm skeptical of debates. So MZ looks like he doesn't want you to do any debates. He doesn't want to see you get embarrassed anymore. But he asks, is next week's movie Werewolves Within? And no, it's not, Angry, but it will be soon.
Ooh.
So I think it's actually 2 weeks because it drops on like a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. And I just want to make sure people have enough time to watch it. So we're doing it the week after.
And by people, you mean Raven Shadow.
Pretty much, yeah. Although he watches it right before the fucking show anyway, so.
Well, no, he watches the last 10 minutes before the show.
Yeah.
He starts it. He starts the movie as soon as we get off air tonight.
Yeah.
And
Watches 15 minutes every day, and
I like
hopefully something sticks in that head of his.
It all goes away. I like my viewing like the old 1940 serials. You know, like Rocket Men from the Moon. I like having it in like 10-minute intervals.
Also, Angry says Near Dark is on Shudder now. Nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. All right. We started wrapping this up. So, yeah. So, if you guys want to do blackout tapes, should be a fun time. If you're listening to this live or early on Friday, it'll be on Friday, July 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's only available for Patreon supporters. So if you guys are not yet a Patreon supporter, consider giving it a look. Patreon.com/trickortreatradio. You can get in for as little as $2 a month, and that gets you the Patreon exclusive monthly episodes, and it gets you more access to our Discord channel and all that stuff. So give it a look. Patreon.com/trickortreatradio. And also, if you guys want to help support the show, there's a couple other ways you can do so. Head on over to our website, trickortreatradio.com. Scroll down, look for the Amazon logo, click on that. It's going to bring you to Amazon. It's going to input our affiliate link. So everything you purchase in that next session after you click on it will get attributed to us. We'll get a tiny little cut. It doesn't cost them any extra, Michael Ravenshadow.
But it's another way to help keep the lights on.
Yep. So it would be appreciated because every little bit helps, and the show is not inexpensive to produce. So especially with the live element, we have we need to get software to stream, all the equipment, all the subscription services that we need to do it. So if you guys could help, we'd appreciate it. And finally, we also have on trickortreatradio.com, there's a store. Click on store. We got digital goods on there. We got greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio volumes 1, 2, 3. And we've been doing the show almost 9 years, as we mentioned, without missing a week. We are 466 weeks in a row. Like, we're getting close to the fucking Simpsons. Or, well, not really, but they're on, 30-something seasons, MZ?
But they've missed weeks.
MZ is muted.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Aries brings up a good point. They have missed weeks. So we are on 466 consecutive new episodes. We have not missed a single one. So, but the point is, we don't expect everyone to have listened to all 466.
I expect it.
Okay, well, Aries does. He has high expectations of all of our listeners and friends. But
even though I haven't been on all of them, I expect everyone to listen to all of them.
Even though Aries hasn't heard all of them.
If there are any of them.
Yeah.
True.
But if you guys, if you want to check out some of the older stuff, some of the, we have a good kind of sampling. We haven't done a greatest hits in a little while. I would like to rectify that maybe sometime this year, do a 4th edition. But anyways, it's, as I mentioned before, the highlights, the lowlights, the midlights, everything in between. We got the arguments, the interviews, the songs, all sorts of stuff. So give those a look. Greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio volumes 1 through 3. And they're $3, 3 bones. And you get, I think it's 90 minutes to 2 hours worth of content per volume. And there's a lot of fun stuff on there. So if you don't want to go back and listen to them all, there you go. It's the best way to find out what we've been doing over the years. All right. So Raven Shadow was pissy. I know this, but Raven Shadow, what made you so pissy, and what got you ready to watch this movie, Skull the Mask?
Oh.
God, Johnny. So I get fucking home, and I watch the movie in stages sometimes. I get fucking
yes, we all know this. It's like fucking 9, it's like the 9 levels of fucking hell.
I am in the 9 levels of hell, Johnny. Thank you for asking. Add on 2 more, then you might get my fucking day last week. But so I allocated enough time to what I had to finish.
Oh, that's a nice 25-cent word.
See, there you go. Thank you, Patreon. So I allocated the time. All right, I can go to bed now, and then I can watch this tomorrow. So I get home from work, and I'm just sitting down, light my butt to kind of relax a little bit.
Your butt?
Not my butt, but a cigarette.
Or as Aries would say, Ollie's butt.
Yeah, no, I hadn't taken him out.
I had taken it away.
So I get a call, and I have to come back into work. I got to go back into work because there was a miscommunication on scheduling where something I was planning on to do tomorrow at 5:30 apparently happened today, and nobody told me that it was changed. So I had to go back home to work, do that, get that done, and then come back home. Now when I'm going out unplanned, I look in my driveway. I'm like, oh, that's a nice beast. Oh, it's a fucking skunk and a baby. So there's a giant
dead skunk and a baby? Like a
human
human baby?
No. There was a skunk, a mama skunk, and a baby skunk walking in my back.
I thought the skunk had kidnapped a baby or something. What was it, the Canor?
The Canor, yeah, the skunk took my baby. No, it was a big fucking skunk. And my first reaction was, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, no, don't try to to scare the skunk. But yeah, so I dodged the skunk that's in my yard now. It's 6 p.m., Johnny. It's still sunny out. What the fuck? go back to work, come back, fucked up my schedule. The remote was fucking up. I got unsigned out of Shudder, and Shudder can be a dick. Shudder's kind of a fucking dick. I'm not in Netflix for fucking a month. I can log in without a problem.
I can't. I get logged out on Netflix.
Seriously, enough with the fucking passwords, okay? It ain't breaking into fucking Shield. It ain't stock tech. It's fucking movies, all right? Who gives a fuck if someone wants to watch fucking Microwave Toaster Masco, whatever the fuck the MZ watches? It ain't fucking Fort Knox. Enough with the passwords. Press play and watch the
You know what? I care. I don't want any fucking Yahoo logging onto my account. I want a password.
Yeah, but don't just make it be like, Ted or like computer blue. Like, it isn't going to be complex, like up, down, left, right. It shouldn't be the concept.
Yes. Let's make the password 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
Yeah.
It's the same password as my luggage.
Enough with it. It ain't fucking stuff. I was in a bad mood. I was in a pissy mood. I had 2 minutes. Johnny helped me. I was pissy.
Then just say the words.
Strapped on.
The following message is a paid advertisement for The Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk, their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips, the beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
Hey there, this is R.A. Salvatore, call me Bob, and you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
This is Chocolate Beast. Give up your tweets, tweets. Give up your tweets or face the Chocolate Beast. Give up your tweets, tweets. Give up your tweets or face the Chocolate Beast. Now get...
we are back on Trick or Treat Radio. Not all of us. Some of us. There, MZ's back now with his headset on.
Yep, I'm here.
And, all right, so we're going to talk about a movie, and that movie is Skull the Mask. And this movie is streaming exclusively on Shudder right now. And let's see. It is a fantasy horror. It is 90 minutes. And the film is directed by Armando Fonseca and Capel Furman, and also written by those two. And the film stars Tristan Aronovich, Ivo Mueller, Natalia Rodriguez, David Wendefilm, Guta Ruiz, Che Moes, Greta Antoine, Livia Inhudes, Rourke Jr. as the Skull, and they're kind of listed out of order, so I'm not sure who's who because I'm not seeing pictures for everyone, but the synopsis for the film is: this feature film is an action-packed horror flick depicting a supernatural serial killer based on pre-Columbian mythology in a hunt for revenge in the metropolis of Sao Paulo. So it's a Brazilian, I think it's a co-production of Brazilian, North American. I don't know if it's actually U.S. or Canada, because I know that Raven Banner was involved, and Raven Banner is in Canada. So not sure. We'll just say North American. So South American, North American connection there. And as I mentioned, this is streaming on Shudder exclusively right now. So let's see. I was going to wait for Raven Chow, but fuck him. Fuck him. If he's going to smoke, fuck him, right?
Exactly.
Fuck shit.
All right. So now this flick, this one sounded kind of interesting to me. I wanted to kind of get something a little bit, maybe, kind of light and fun. And I know this was one that came out a few weeks ago, but we're waiting on a couple of releases over the next few weeks, so I wanted to kind of fit in one, and this seemed to fit the bill. So Skull the Mask is what we decided to go with. Now, this is kind of an interesting flick. I'm curious to see what you guys think of this. It's an action horror. There is some action. Maybe not quite as much action as I would like, and maybe not quite as much horror as I would like. But I feel like when those two are on display, I feel like this delivers pretty well. But there's also like a pretty convoluted story involved. Now, I shouldn't say it's a convoluted story. It's a pretty straightforward story, but there's a lot of threads involved. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. So whether or not those work, I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think. But what was that? Raven Chow, did you cough?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard.
He just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that he had returned.
Yeah.
Yes. As if the hair flipping ain't enough.
The princess has returned.
Yes.
I was getting some demons out.
Did you?
Wow, I'm surprised you didn't take offense to that.
Did you get cheered for, Raven Shadow, when you walked in? Did your fans cheer for you?
Yes, Ollie clapped.
All right, so let's jump into this. So, anyone have any initial thoughts off the bat they wanna get out? I'm actually.
You kind of touched on it with the description with action packed. Packed is definitely pushing it, and action is, kind of light. They should not have put action packed into the description of this movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. MZ, why don't you talk about the horror aspect then? Aries brought up the action packed. What do you think of the horror elements?
Well, it's certainly taking nods from other horror films. Friday the 13th.
Yep.
The Thing. Alien.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Microwave Massacre. No. But what this really is nothing more than one giant gore show. They do use practical effects, and plenty of them in this.
And they look, I will say, they are pretty impressive.
I will disagree.
Okay.
Disagree.
All right.
And not entirely. The practical effects, and there. Don't get me wrong. There is smatterings of CGI, and almost to the point where you wouldn't even notice. But there is very small amounts of CGI. The practical effects range from quite good to barely acceptable in my eyes.
I want you to give me an example right now of barely acceptable.
The all right, well, there's a couple of scenes where there's a couple of in different scenes I'm talking about, where you have a couple of characters laying down, they're dead, and because the character, the Skull the Mask character, Ana Harana or something like that, whatever the name is, it kills its victims by ripping its heart out. But when the victims are lying on the floor, it doesn't look good. It just looks like a special effect is just sitting on top of them.
Okay, you know what? I mean, I actually took offense to this as well, and I was actually going to bring this up. But I wouldn't say that is barely passable. I felt that they chose to use a live person and place the effect on top of them, which you can't have a gaping hole in a person. Some laws are involved there. Rather than have a dummy that wouldn't pass muster with a hole.
Oh, I agree. But it just looks so blatantly obvious. You can do this without having it looking so obvious.
No, because your argument here is that there isn't a hole in the person. So you either can't have a real person.
That's not my argument. My argument is that it looks like there's a prosthetic that, like, it's a giant prosthetic sitting on top of
them when it's supposed to be a hole. That is the problem. There's supposed to be a hole in this person. We can't have a hole in a person.
Actually, there is one effect which they do have a hole in a person. But there are and it would be the prostitute. But also the effect for that is also kind of a little unusual for me to accept as well, because the body of the prostitute definitely does not match the body of the dummy torso that's used to reach in and grab the heart out, and there is a hole in there.
Yeah, see, that's when there's supposedly a live person being killed, and you can manipulate that person and try to hide the fact that they are bent in a weird way and it is prosthetics they're reaching into. That is fine when you can have a shaky cam and motion happening and try to mask that. But when you're showing a corpse on the ground, you can your options are fake body or not have a hole in the body. And they went with not having a hole in the body. Although the effect they chose was believable beyond the fact that there isn't a hole.
No, I didn't.
To be mangled, it was acceptable.
I didn't find it believable at all.
All right. Well, I mean, that's it's I'm not gonna say it's nitpicking. If that's an issue, then that you have, then that's an issue that you have. Let's see. Gail's saying, okay, spoilers. This isn't really spoilers. We're just kind of talking about. I mean, it's a slasher basically in essence, and we're just talking about some things that happen, and it's in the trailer. Like if you watch the trailer, so we're not going to get into spoiler territory and completely spoil the movie. But we do need to talk about some things. So okay, so what I thought about this, I thought some of the things I really liked. I liked the way this movie was filmed. It felt gritty to me, and it was very reminiscent of like an 80s horror film. Like it just brought me back to that feel of an 80s horror. And that can be good, it can be bad. It's this really, the plot in this is not very interesting, and it's just a vehicle to bring you to the next gore, to the next big gore piece, or whatever you want to refer to that as, the next sort of like horror scenes. So it's just not super interesting to me, but I think that it does enough to get you to those points without really losing you. But I think that what Ari said, not very action packed, is kind of accurate. There's a lot of sort of like investigation and downtime in this, but in a sense, it makes the kills seem even better, I think. And I think that there's some really standout scenes in this. There's that one scene where the skull is fighting the priest or the father or whatever. I thought that was a really cool scene.
That was kind of a kick-ass for the Lord moment when he pulls
exactly what it was.
Yeah,
the sword out the stone Jesus with the hand.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was cool.
That was like Father John Wick. Like, what the fuck? Like
Father John Wick. That's good.
Gary's saving that up. That was good.
that was. I thought of that instantly. I'm like, this motherfucker's John Wick here. He's pulling this sword out of a fucking crucifix.
Yeah, that was pretty. Like, he had that there just in case.
Yeah, I'm not even that fucking prepared. Like, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I thought that scene was a real standout. I thought that there was some other decent scenes with the skull. I thought the big sort of like rave party at the club was a well done scene as well. And I thought that there's some other fights that were done fairly well. But I feel like a lot of these threads, like we have, I guess we'll call him like the hunter, the monster hunter guy. And then we have the cop, and then we have the people who are going after the mask. And, there's a lot of different sort of parties involved in this. And I think it feels like it gets a little lost in translation. And I don't mean because it's subtitle. What I mean is I just feel like it was too much, and it was a little bit difficult to follow at times. Like I said, not that there was not that it was a really intense plot. It was pretty standard, but there was just so many threads feeding into the overall story that made it a little bit hard to follow. Like, who's this person? Why are they involved? How? Like, why do they want this? And so I think that if they had simplified the story, I think it could have been a lot more effective in terms of the plot. But once again, it's a 90-minute flick, so maybe they felt they had to sort of inflate it a little bit to make a little bit more going on. Because a lot of times in a film like this with a low budget movie, the set pieces, the main kills and stuff, you got to spread them out. You only have so much budget. I don't expect them to do more than they did, but I also think an hour and 10 minutes would have been fine. Like, it doesn't need to be 90 minutes. So I do feel like it did overstay its welcome a little bit, and I feel that they could have used a tighter story with potentially less characters and really gotten to the point of it without kind of having it feel like it was getting a little bit lost along the way. So,
yeah.
Yeah,
because I mean, you got this one character, the female cop, who
Beatriz, I think.
Beatrice, yeah, who's ready to draw her gun on you if you even look at her the wrong way. You know, I mean, and then she's got her backstory about how she's she's like a wild and crazy cop who's ready to, you know, who's basically gun crazy. You also have to deal with this subplot of missing children in Sao Paulo, and the not the architecture, the digging up of the skull from the with the woman bringing it to the needing it to bring it to the museum, and she's got her girlfriend, and there's a whole thing going on with her involved with the mask, and it just gets it's too many avenues.
It was body count. I think you're right, MZ. Like, it just was to create a bigger body count, but I think they could have got the point across without having so many characters involved.
Well, my problem isn't the number of characters; is the number of stories involved in the characters. Like, you didn't need to dive into every character's backstory just to have them die on screen.
Yeah, no, yeah. I totally agree with that. Like, especially MZ brought up the woman who worked at the museum and her really young girlfriend. Like,
yeah, I think it was like 21 to 48 was the numbers there.
21 to 40.
40.
She
yeah,
was
they mentioned 21 to 40.
Yeah.
And the girl was like, yeah. I mean, good for her. Good for everybody. Everyone would.
Very good.
Real good.
You know, and also the this whole thing where I don't even know what the hell this was. That they were like, after every kill, there was this close up of a skull that looked like it was kind of like set in like a belt buckle or something. Like, it was so, you know, it obviously it wasn't, but that's what I keep thinking of it as. You know, it was so close up you can't even make out what it was, but it was just a bunch of blood on a plate, on a small disc or a plate that had like a skull on it, and there was just blood dripping on it and everything. And I was completely lost as to what the hell that was all about.
See, I took that as every kill of the mask added power to it. Like, it was some kind of we may have seen it in Johnny's favorite movie, Cabin in the Woods, you know, like where like it like fed into something. I'm just having fun with you.
Okay, yeah, obviously it was leading to something, but they never explained what it was leading to.
Exactly.
Agreed.
They never said it.
I took it was like somehow the mask was acquiring power by every death that it engaged in.
And that's fair. And I wasn't sure either, but yeah, I mean that's fair, especially with. I mean, and I thought that was kind of a cool way of showing it. I just wish there was a little bit more exposition about that. But how they showed, like, are you talking about the skull and how it was in this sort of like weird sort of dimension, and they'd show like kind of like a weird background? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, there was two different things going on that they never fully explained. One was some kind of three-dimensional disc that was filling with blood, and then there was also some kind of skull thing that was almost in some kind of vice that was moving around.
Yeah.
Like, I understood that less than the pooling of the blood.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, am I the only one? I don't know about you guys, but I thought the skull, the masked skull itself, was kind of goofy looking. It kind of belonged like it was a big fat skull. It looked like it belonged on a big fat head, and
it went on a big fat head.
It did. Well, I mean, it didn't look intimidating at all. It didn't look ominous. It looked kind of goofy. It looked like it belonged on Shrek, for Christ's sake.
I actually didn't have a problem with it. The appearance wise, I thought when it wasn't on someone, it didn't look like it would fit on someone.
Yeah.
It didn't appear to be a mask. it appeared like it was a skull until it was on someone. Then it looked like a mask.
Yeah.
And it's also possible that it is based on an actual artifact. Like I wouldn't. So maybe they just base it off of that and went with the look. So
I thought the mask cam was kind of funny.
Mhm.
When it was moving around.
Yeah.
And it was guys are coming to clean the place, and it was like.
Well, that was like the Thing sort of. Thing
with a leg.
Yeah, that Memsy mentioned. Yep.
Yeah. See, I didn't like that. I thought that was out of place in this movie.
Oh no, I agree. But I mean, it was funny. But like, yeah,
that's the problem. It was comical and it didn't belong in this movie. This movie wasn't comical.
So here's a few things that I did like about the picture.
Okay.
I'm not all right. Having rewatched Gunwoman last week for my triumphant return appearance.
Yeah, you watch movies for other shows. I see, Raven Chano.
Oh well.
I love how you turn this into a plug for what else you're doing.
Thank you, Aries. I am doing so many other things, and we should.
Yeah.
If every movie was Carando, I'd fucking watch the movie.
If only you cared about this podcast as much as you care about everyone else's.
Wow.
I can't.
But continue.
Thank you. What I'm trying to say is, I thought that there were some sprinkles, and I'm not saying it's the same. It's an apples to apples comparison, a like to like comparison, but I thought that there was some snippets of like a Brazilian Astron 6, or you could see what maybe some early Carando stuff where once again not the same fucking level, but I like that every character in this had a look to them. People looked unique. There was some decent set pieces, and I'm not sure how much this picture cost, but I thought the gore was on screen, and I give them credit for that. You know what I mean? Like whether you were engaged in it or not, I'm not saying it's not choppy at times, and I would agree to too many storylines trying to mesh, but that's what I took away as a positive from this. Is I'm not sure how many movies this group or director has made. I would assume it's probably early on in his career, but I'm definitely interested in what they do next. Maybe I'm jumping ahead, but I was along for what are they going to do with this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they had, so prior to this, I think they've mostly done shorts and documentaries. There is one other feature called Uptake Fear from 2016. So I don't know much about that. It is an action crime drama. But yeah, this, they're still fairly young in their career from what I can tell. So, but yeah, I think what you're saying, Rachel, I kind of agree with you. I think that they definitely wear their influences on their sleeve, and I can see where their influences come from. I think that they just maybe need a little bit more sort of time to bake, a little bit more time in the oven. But the style is there. Like I think it had an interesting style, and I think that they have a real reverence for the material that they're doing. So that kind of came through, and I had a feeling, that these guys can really do something. Now, maybe I'd like to see them work with someone else's script, or maybe have a slightly bigger budget as well. But I think that they had the talent's there, and I think that this had some really strong stuff in it. But overall, like I think it was a vehicle to show their abilities as directors, almost like a like a proof of concept. And in doing so, I think that they do some good things. But I think overall, I think that there is some missteps in the story, but overall, there is some good stuff for sure.
I'm gonna half agree with you. I think they could do outstanding things with someone else's script, but I don't necessarily think they need more money. I think with a better script, this could have been a great movie. because the amount of gore and action scenes in this movie could have been appropriate if the story was better.
And
Yeah,
I can get on board with you.
Yeah, I think the story definitely needs some fine tuning. I just feel like the movie is really all over the place. If it just concentrated on a straightforward story without having to veer off into other areas like backstories of major characters and even minor characters, it's not necessary. Also, we need to tone it down on the acting a little bit. There's a lot of overacting in this movie.
If you eliminate the overacting, there wouldn't be any acting in this movie.
Well, let's not go that far.
I will go that far.
There are times.
This is a movie of overacting.
Yeah, well, overacting belongs in trauma films, where it's meant to be comedic. Overacting in a film like this, where it's not supposed to be comedic, it comes off as comedic and therefore not scary, but also not funny either, because it's not trying to be funny. It takes itself seriously to be funny.
I will beg to differ. It still is funny.
Oh, there's a couple of scenes that I laughed at. I mean, don't think that the scene where somebody is getting a stone cold stunner and a jackknife power bomb got by me.
Oh yeah, I did want to mention that obviously the action coordinator in this movie is a professional wrestler.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the person who I need to look it up, but I think the person who played the Skull is a wrestler.
Oh Christ!
I did mock out with the stunner and the back belly drop. Was that what it was, or with a belly to back suplex? No.
Oh my God! Every physical scene at least had one professional wrestling move in it.
Oh yeah, right. He is a wrestler.
Is he really?
Rurik Jr. is a Brazilian wrestler. He's 32 years old. Let's see.
He's a good-sized guy, so.
Yeah. He mostly wrestles in the Brazilian Wrestling Federation, and it looks like he may have done a couple. Yeah, I think that's it, actually. BWF. And he's appeared in a couple other things here and there, but he's been doing the Brazilian Wrestling Federation since 2011. So.
And there's also there was also this one platform jump that.
Oh, I know exactly. It was like a swan dive, right? Like.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at that. I laughed my ass off. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Give me a goddamn break. At this point, I was just rolling my eyes, and but and also the scene in the club, like you mentioned earlier, Wolfie, about the rave scene, the club scene.
Yeah,
it's so ridiculous because that and the drug scene, the drug hideout scene, because it's like these people are just, doing what they're doing. They're even at a rave, having a good time or dealing with drugs. And then all of a sudden, the Skull guy shows up. And it's like, there's no build up to it at all. There's no, we don't get to know these characters, even the slightest bit. And it's like
dude, let's party.
Yeah, but it's like these scenes are just shoved into the movie just to create a bigger body count, and if for no other reason, that's it.
I'm fine. I'm fine with that, honestly. Like,
well, to kind of to piggyback on MZ, the Skull seemed to kill, like, irregardless of who he came in contact with, but seemed to pick and choose as to which heart he would grab, and there never seemed to be an explanation as to why.
Yeah,
he only wanted pure hearts, Aries. I don't actually know that that's true.
He wanted the broad that was fucking the guy in the car. That was a pure heart.
Maybe to him, yeah.
made that comment about how the crimes were similar, but the victims were not. I can't do it justice, but you know what I'm saying. There was no correlate. It wasn't a certain type. It wasn't like, oh, you only kill brunettes, of a certain size.
Oh yeah, well that's because he killed the people in the crime scene. He killed the car, the rave. Like those are all completely different things, but the method of killing was the same, is what they were saying.
But indiscriminate about his victims. The method,
correct. But he didn't take everyone's heart. He picked and chose, and they never explained why.
Well, it's like you when you were dating Aries. You only took certain people's time.
Yeah, there was certain haircuts and
hair,
I remember.
Yeah.
Leather jackets.
Color hair. Yeah.
I got memories too.
Corny brought up a point that I wanted to make sure we didn't forget. He says the tampon in the bullet hole, Wolfie. Did you have flashbacks, MZ? I did think that was kind of funny. He stole some lady's purse, and then after he got shot, and then found a tampon in there and stuck it in the fucking wound.
I gotta admire the man's resourcefulness.
That is actually not that far-fetched of a thing. That is not that far-fetched of a thing. If you take first aid classes, they will tell you to put pads and tampons on wounds. They won't tell you to insert into a bullet wound or into any cut.
Right.
But they are absorbent. It is good to put them on wounds.
Ma, I need a pack of cigarettes and a package of stay-free tampons.
Jesus.
Ma.
Evil Corny says, I cackled in parts of this film. There you go.
Yeah. There are some genuinely funny, not supposed to be, but genuinely funny moments in this movie.
But you know what? If you look back at some of the better cult films that are looked back at comedically, they were not made to be comedic.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Room.
I think this film 5 years from now is going to be looked back in better lights than we're talking about it now.
I could see that.
Probably.
Especially if these two end up going to greater heights,
Yeah.
Evil Corny says Tim Roth should have had a tampon in Reservoir Dogs.
Maybe two in Reservoir Dogs.
He would have a whole box of them sticking out of his body.
Yeah.
How's that for a look?
I also, at points, I also really dug the score in this as well. Especially in the beginning, it really stood out to me. But as the movie went on, there were parts where I didn't think were quite as fitting. But I thought for the most part that was good. I thought the sound design, like technically, there's nothing like that really stood out to me as being, not good. I mean, a lot of that stuff was well executed. So I think given the budget, whatever it was, I think these guys kind of nailed it and did kind of what they were going for. And it is kind of like it's a monster movie with, it had sort of a bit of a Monster Hunter type of character. I think that's where this failed the most with that character. I thought he was a cool character, but I feel like his motives weren't strong. I didn't really know why he was compelled to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the guy with the paw, the guy with the hand.
Yeah.
Well, the hand, that's a different story. I didn't even fully understand that.
Right.
Yeah,
and even the hand's motivation, I wasn't clear on until the very end of the movie, until the prologue of it. And I'm like, oh, that's what it was doing.
Yeah, because that would probably stink.
Well, that too. Well, it was kind of dehydrated.
But it looked kind of unusual because there's a scene in the movie where there's this guy, he's wearing it as a necklace. he's got it around his neck, which is fine, but the goddamn hand is like this big,
I know, yeah.
I mean, it just
brave, you know what I mean?
It just doesn't look good. It's, it just looks silly and stupid.
Well, I mean,
it looks out of place. Like,
Definitely.
if a coworker came into work and they had a hand dangling from them, I would definitely say something.
You think? But it had to be. It had to be that big though, because it's a fucking hand, right? I mean, that's how
It was a human hand.
A human hand.
I mean, MZ was exaggerating a little bit, but it's a human hand dangling from a neck. Like,
yeah,
yo, dog, what's with the hand? Like,
I mean, this isn't like, Flavor Flav and, with his goddamn fucking giant ass clock.
Scully Skull.
Skull the Mask.
Actually, did you know that the Roman god of rap is Flavor Flavius? And he wears a sundial around his neck.
Oh boy.
Good.
Thank you. I'll be here all night.
Unfortunately.
If you're gonna go, that's fine.
Yeah. You need to go early in tonight, MZ. It's fine.
If you're tired, bruh.
But I also had a problem with, because this is referring back to what I was talking about before about how the Skull Man, that's what I'm going to call him, just automatically shows up here, automatically shows up there. I just felt that the pacing of this movie just drove me insane.
How so?
It just drove me insane. I just did not like the way this movie was paced. It just like you would deal with the cop and you would deal with the archaeologist and the guy who owns the Chinese company. You get a little bit of action here and there. Then it gets, I don't know, I can't explain it. I when I watched this yesterday, I'm saying to myself, how do I explain this? And I've been thinking about it and I still can't explain it. All I know is that the pacing just drove me insane.
well, I think you're having a problem with the fact that there isn't much of a story involved in all around the horror.
There really isn't.
No, and that's a lot of what we've been saying. I mean, because even the skulls, why is he choosing who he's killing? Like, how and why did he end up at that rave?
Yeah, like
he got an invite, Aries.
He got an invite, yeah. Although I did have techno music and a guy covered in blood standing at the stage. Flashbacks to a Deadite show.
Yeah, right. Fair. I mean, I'm just. How much do we want to dissect a movie called Skull the Mask, made from Brazil?
I think we're exploring that right now. I think we're about an hour into dissecting that.
It ain't fucking Casablanca, right? It ain't the Manchurian Candidate. You get Skull the Mask to kill people. Let's see what happens. I don't disagree. There's not a lot of there's maybe too many disparate storylines. But end of the day, it is called Skull the Mask. We want Skull to kill people. Like, I want to see Skull versus Jim Carrey. Like that fucking movie.
Skull versus the Mask?
Yeah, Skull versus the Mask. Put that, fucking get fucking crazy Brazilian fucking Jason Voorhees versus, what the fuck Carrey did in that picture. But you know what I mean? Like, it's Skull the Mask.
Yep, sure is.
You keep on saying that like that's supposed to explain something.
Yeah.
although I hate, that's another thing. I hate the title. I prefer the original title that they have in the film, Skull, the Mask of Anahana.
Anhangwa, or something like that.
Yeah. I prefer that title. That
would translate so well into the American audience.
Yeah.
It just rolls off the tongue a little bit. I know the name of the character. I just can't say it. But I mean, I think it just sounds better than Skull the Mask.
But it doesn't, because you can't say it.
But that's
one of the people that would recommend this movie can't pronounce the title that you want it to be called.
Because I don't have the name in front of me. I as soon as I know the name in front of me, I could say the name.
But if you're trying to recommend this to someone, you're not going to have it in front of you.
Get off my ass.
I'm not going to get off your ass, because this is exactly why they chose this title. Because the American audience is not going to remember the extended title.
Yeah, he's going to wipe your balls. He's going to wipe your balls like a dog.
Don't say all you're saying. This is the reason why. Because you can't remember it right now.
Because I don't have the name in front of me.
In front of you. But if you're talking about it at work, at the bar, at church, you're not going to have it in front of you.
All right, then how come I know
you're going to remember what?
Then how come I know the curse of La Llorona?
Because that's...
How come you remember?
There we go. There's the answer right there.
Because that's the name of the movie.
That is the name of the movie.
But it took you the entire time I was fighting with you to come up with that. You were saying you couldn't remember it.
But the point is that I came up with it.
No one is going to sit around and wait for you to stumble over until you can think of this title. They're going to walk away from you.
Muting you.
Yeah, go ahead. Good luck with that. They are looking for the simplest title so they can get their movie to the masses.
I literally muted you.
Wow.
Oh, he hit the speak. So he muted everyone.
Yeah. See, I get this little mute button.
Yeah, you got this magical button there. You know what?
I got the mute button. See, this bottom one right here.
You know what? This is why you can't debate, because you cannot have a discussion with someone because you choose to block them out rather than try to get your point across.
No, because you pounce on every single word that comes out of my mouth. It doesn't.
When they're fucking wrong, I do.
I'm not wrong.
You are wrong.
Because
you couldn't think of the title. That is why they changed it.
Once I know the name, I can remember it. I just have a hard time pronouncing it. It's not that I don't remember it.
Wait, slow down. We are discussing this movie. And while discussing this movie, you couldn't be bothered to remember the name. So you're going to remember the name tomorrow when discussing it with a coworker.
Dude.
Don't call me dude.
Dude.
Wow.
Okay. Yogi. Listen.
Okay, champ. Let's hear it, Chief.
All I'm saying is that I think Skull the Mask is a terrible title. That's it. Nothing more.
Why? Why is that a terrible title?
It just comes off wrong.
Skull the Mask. Supposed to come off?
That's like
how is it supposed to come off?
That's like Hair the Hat. You know, Skull the Mask.
How is it supposed to come off?
Well, with the original
fucking title. Wide eyes.
No, with the original title is fine.
You couldn't remember it.
It's Skull the Mask of whatever his name is.
Mascara de Ahunga.
Is that because when I was watching, I was trying to pronounce it, and I thought it was like
Skull
Anarana or something like that.
I'm going to give you a fucking hurricane rana. It's
by the simple fact that we need to have this discussion about what this Skull's title was is why it doesn't have this title in this country.
How about Skull Mil Mascaras?
I gotta read this. Evil Corny says Aries is a Gordon Ramsay of podcasting tonight.
Donkey.
I don't know if I should take that. I don't fucking know how I should take that. Motherfucker. Okay.
And Double D says, I see that I tuned in at the right time. Aries and MZ are at it again.
It doesn't matter what time you tune in. MZ and Aries are at it.
Yep.
And Double D says they should have named it Skullduggery the Mask.
Now there's the
Sold.
title.
Sold. All right, I think we can move on.
Okay. So we are kind of winding down here. Let's see. I think we talked about most of the elements of this, I believe. Is there anything else you guys wanted to discuss before we head to verdict?
I thought I was a big fan of the Beatrice character.
Yeah.
I like that name from Beatrice DaCosta from who's Fire from Justice League JLI. But I like that she was the cop. She was kind of like Sonya Blade, but a Brazilian Sonya Blade, and she was like a bad girl out for justice. I liked her.
A bad girl out for justice.
Oh yeah, she's a bad cop, but believed in good justice, and I like that. I like that she did some coke, a little bit.
You like girls that have flaws, Raven Shadow.
A little bit.
They can appreciate yours all that much more, right?
Oh goodness, they can. No, I'm not that I advocate doing cocaine, but I mean a little yay,
a little yay.
Say hey. Yeah, all day. I mean, a little bit, little banger. And she smoked butts, and I pulled the gun out a lot. And I thought like she's older, unless she's probably our age. But she was great.
Raven Shadow, you know what? You have something in common with Beatrice. You pulled a gun out in a movie.
I did pull a gun out in a movie. Septic, Brian Paul, and Mobile Vision Films.
Yeah, we're going to be able to see it soon. Yeah, you like twins. Yeah, why don't you ask her out? Well, I mean,
I can't. No, I'm in a very happy relationship.
I know you are, but hypothetically.
Yeah. No, I mean,
in a movie.
Right? And acting.
Acting.
But no, I like she's a bad girl out for justice, man. I like her.
Girl out for justice.
Christ.
Connie knows.
Shit. Oh man, just trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to mention about this. We did kind of talk about the wrestling, but yeah, there was so many spine busters and fucking slams and like,
yeah,
I actually thought it was kind of fucking awesome. Like, I always want to see more of that in movies. So for me, I thought it was pretty fucking cool. Why wouldn't you? If you're a big fucking burly dude in a skull mask, why wouldn't you just fuck people up and give them fucking, the enforcer, Arn Anderson, holy shit, I just said the name of the move and I forgot it. What's Double A's finisher? The
Spine Buster?
Spine Buster, thank you. Jesus Christ, I just said it. Yeah. But why wouldn't you?
Yeah, give him a fucking Dominikazi or give him a fucking pedigree. Like those fucking moves hurt. If you take them wrong.
You speak from experience.
Well, there was a Dynamo Driver that I had no idea what that was. That's why
you thought it was a drink.
Yeah, I'm like,
you turned gray after taking that motherfucker.
Gray after that. That sucked. There were girls around. It wasn't on film. It sucked. And then we watched the pay-per-view, and I was kind of okay. But I was fucking gray like my shirt. That's a memory. That hurt a lot. That fucking hurt.
How did you not know how to take it though? He's done it like a million. He'd done it like a million times. You just didn't watch his matches.
A, I don't watch that.
Bingo.
B, we never practiced it before. He said, "I'm gonna give you a Dynamo Driver." I said, "Okay, what's a Dynamo Driver?" And I found out.
Yeah. The problem is you never said those words.
Well, I thought much like wrestling.
When someone says, "I'm going to give you a Dynamo Driver," either you say yes because you know, or say, "What's a Dynamo Driver?"
Well, I did that. Yeah, but it wasn't, at least fucking you, Aries, I knew you always would hold me and protect me like you would. I was like Oliver, like you. I was always safe in your arms. It was not the case when I took that Dynamo Driver because that hurt a lot. It hurt a fucking lot.
At least he called his spot. A lot of people didn't call their spots.
But to be fair, Aries. To be fair,
yeah.
Aries bumps too. I'm not. It's I've seen that footage a lot. I'm
Yeah,
sorry that
yeah. That I was actually thinking about that in particular.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Oh shit. All right, so let's start to wrap this up because it's getting late and I want to get to the verdict on this and find out what everyone thought. So why don't we do that right now?
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether Skull the Mask was a trick or a treat, and any final thoughts we may have, starting with Matsu Zero.
This film is obviously a love letter to those who are gorehounds. I am one, and I have seen my fair share of them. And whether the effects are good or bad is really kind of irrelevant. So long as there's blood, violence, and intestines, and brains, and eyeballs being poked out, and rib cages, and hearts, and all that other fun stuff, and I'm a happy guy. And this movie has that in spades. This is a gorehound's delight. It does have fairly decent practical effects if I was to average it all out. Fairly decent, not spectacular, not over, not spectacular, not great, but not horrendously awful.
That's going on the box art.
there is a ton of overacting in this movie. And the pacing is really off. But the main problem is the story itself. It just doesn't know where it wants to go. There's so many pathways where this goes down, and by the time you got you got your story right here, okay? Then as the movie continues, it starts getting thinner because that core story starts spreading off into all sorts of different directions, and you're really not left with much remaining by the end of the movie. And that's its major problem. It's really convoluted. It spreads itself out too thin, trying to explain backgrounds and motives of characters that really don't need any explanation, especially if this is supposed to be a gorehound film. And I think they were, and a gore film, you really don't give a damn about the plot. I think they were trying to cover too many bases here. The gore and a decent story. And sooner or later something had to suffer. And it was the story. I really found myself kind of displeased with this movie. It was not enjoyable at all. The gore is there. I'll give it props for that, but that's pretty much where it ends. This is a trick.
Ooh, all right. I thought you were going another direction with that, but there you have it. Trick for MZ. So let's check in with Aries and see what he has to say.
All right, we're just going to kind of get right down to the nitty gritty here. This is a movie that is just here to deliver some decent gore effects, and it did what it needed to do. It tried to give you a story that it didn't need to, and it failed on that. But if you're just looking for some decent practical gore effects, this movie is what it needs to be. It is a short watch. It is longer than it needs to be, but you know what? Check it out. You can do worse. This movie is a treat.
All right. Michael Raven Shadow, what do you think?
So I think I'm changing my perspective a little bit. I enjoyed this discussion, but I think I couldn't disagree with MZ anymore. Well, today at least. than his opinion. I don't know if we should shell a movie for trying too hard to tell a story. I don't know if we should celebrate something just for being only a gore movie. Right, wrong, or indifferent, they made a movie and they put a lot of shit out there. Maybe it didn't all work for us. Maybe some of that was in the translation. You know what I mean? I'm not Brazilian, but I love the wax. You know what I mean? Like, so I want to go there to Carnival. That was for you, Aries. I want to thank you for Todd for real. But like, hi. I don't know. I'm not saying everything worked for me in this film, but I'm not going to criticize a movie for trying to add story to gore and schlock, or even, TNA adding stories. Like, so my opinion has changed. I'm excited for what they're going to do. I think this would be a great fun day if you're getting fucked up. Lead off with this movie, maybe throw Manborg on, and close with Gunwoman or Karate Kill. That's a fun, independent Slavanaker of mayhem. So maybe I'll do that on the 4th of July because I don't want to go out in the sun. So at the end of the day, what are you going to do? I would say it was almost going to be a tepid treat. All right. A tepid treat, but you fucking shut it anyway. Figure out your password. Watch it. You could do worse.
I gotta ask: is Corando having a podcast that you're jockeying for? Is that what's going on here?
No, I like Corando movies. I watch Marvel and Corando movies. All I got fucking time. And Larry Sanders Show on HBO Max.
What a fucking trilogy of fucking.
I just started checking that out myself, actually.
Right, it's so fucking good and holds up so much. Larry Sanders Show calls me down like a motherfucker.
Hey now.
So that's in your 2 hours of calmness. You have your stress and your calm, right?
Yeah, smoke a bowl.
Watch some
Sorry,
Larry Sanders.
Edit this. Yeah, watch some Larry Sanders. Have some fucking DiGiorno's.
All right, well, I'll go and give my verdict. And as I mentioned, like, I'm going to go with the potential for these directors because I saw a lot of promise in here, and I saw a lot of just love for the genre of what they're doing. Like, they wore their influences on their sleeve, and I could see what they were going for, and I think that it was mostly successful. I really liked a lot of the gore. While they say action-filled, when there is action, I think it delivers. There's not enough of it, but I feel like it delivers, and I like that it had a style. It had, it really ratcheted up the fucking wrestling moves, and you're gonna get me with that because I'm a fucking mark for it, So for me, it worked, and I love seeing fucking Skull throwing spine busters and fucking tossing dudes around. It was awesome. So yeah, and that fucking Vault MZ when he did the that fucking made me laugh. I don't know if they were supposed to be silly, but it made me fucking laugh. So I think that there's a lot of good in here. But yeah, I mean, I just think the story threads were a little too convoluted. I think there was too many characters. I understand needing to have a body count, but they could have done it with some other scenes like the rave scene, or something like that. So I think that it was a little misguided in that sense, but overall, I think that this was a fun movie, and it pulled things together, and it really drove home that 80s feel. Like, I got the sense, like, if this had more film grain on it and wasn't shot digitally or whatever, like, I could completely see this being something I would have watched, renting movies in the 80s or something like that, So the nostalgia that it gave me probably elevated it a little bit more for me than like, say, Aries or MZ. But yeah, I think it works. And is it a perfect film? Absolutely not. It's far from it, but I think there's enough good here to make it worthwhile. And I think the gore, a lot of the practical effects was really well done. yeah, so I'm gonna go with just a straight up treat for this. I thought that it was enjoyable. It's on Shudder. If you subscribe to Shudder, why not? Just give it a fucking watch. It's 90 minutes, and there is definitely some redeemable qualities here, and I think that a lot of people will dig it. Now, once again, just to let you know, there's subtitles for the most part. There's some English, but very little, and also, the plot does sort of get a little heavy in terms of the amount of characters, and it gets a little lost in what's trying to do, but it does deliver on some things. So there you go. So kind of like, in the middle, I think, overall between the four of us. But I think there's enough good here, even for the people who gave it a trick, to warrant maybe a viewing. So, and I just I pulled this up earlier and I didn't have a chance to really mention, but Anhanga, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, because it's Tupi, which is the Tupi is sort of like an extinct language spoken by the Aboriginal Tupi people of Brazil. So I don't have a pronunciation guide on it, but it was in the mythology of pre-Columbian America, Anhanga are the general spirits that wandered the earth after death, tormenting the living. They could take any shape, but a deer with fiery eyes is the most known. So clearly it didn't take that form in this. And it goes on to say, according to some myth, Anhanga protected animals against hunters. When the prey could escape, the Tupi would say that Anhanga had protected them and helped them escape, often mistaken for Anhanguera due to the words being similar. However, the Anhanga is not considered a devil, though it was feared. So, I guess Guara, is sort of like more of a devil-like character. So,
make that movie. The demon that saves animals from hunters. I'll watch that.
Yeah, honestly, I would have preferred that. My vegan brethren should make that.
Johnny, I seen the ladybug the other day.
You did? I'm proud of you.
It was in my office.
What'd you do with it?
I was literally, it was like fucking like Adam West in the Batman 66 movie trying to get rid of the bomb. Like this ladybug was on my fucking hand. Yeah, and I'm trying to relieve it. And I leave my office and like, oh, we need this now. I'm like, wait a minute, give me a fucking minute. And I'm trying to like shoot it outside, but it kept being on me. I'm on the loading dock. It won't fly around. And I have to explain, like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just trying to get a ladybug off me. And I'm like, I'm no fucking bleeding heart, but I just wanted to say the ladybug. So I'm running around and it won't fucking leave me, and it finally flew away. But like, I spent fucking 10 minutes trying to get rid of a ladybug, and I thought of you.
Well, thank you.
Wow.
I actually, you probably found this funny, but I actually have a designated glass for catching bugs and putting them outside.
Oh, shit.
So I know exactly where it is,
Yeah. Get the bug glass, honey.
There you go. All right, so that is going to do it for our discussion of Skull the Mask, MZ's favorite film title this year. And all right, next week we are going to do another film on Shudder.
Fuck Shudder.
Raven Shadow, you're all logged in. You'll be fine, all right?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, he won't.
All right, so we are going to be doing a film that I think it's popping up tomorrow. Let me just see. Yeah, I think it's popping off on Shudder tomorrow. And the name of the movie is Vicious Fun. Have you heard of this, MZ?
I have.
Okay. So Vicious Fun is it's got some people that we might recognize. Julian Richings, who we saw as like the leader of that cult in Spare Parts, and he was also in Anything for Jackson. It also has Robert Maillet, a.k.a. Kurgan.
Kurgan.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got David Koechner, the comedian, an actor. You guys know him from Anchorman. He was Champ from Anchorman.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and he was also in The Office. What character did he play in The Office?
Yeah, he was Michael's boy.
Yeah. Todd Packer. That's it. Yeah. So it's got him. It I thought there was someone else I recognized. Maybe not. But it looks fun. And the synopsis: Joel, a caustic 1980s film critic for a national horror magazine, finds himself unwittingly trapped in a self-help group for serial killers. With no other choice, Joel attempts to blend in or risk becoming the next victim.
Wait, he's a one-time contributor?
He might be. We'll find out how many times he's contributed. Could very well be one time.
Because Michael Myers would get fucking pissed if you're a one-time contributor. He would slash you like a motherfucker.
Did anyone see the movie Antisocial from 2013? Did you see that, MZ, by any chance? It's a yes or no question.
He has no fucking idea.
Okay. Well, anyways, the same director, Cody Callahan, was the director, and he did that. So yeah, looking forward to this. I think this should be fun, and it is on Shudder. Oh, and Evil Corny says he was the pilot on Snakes in a Plane too. David Koechner, I think he's talking about.
They made a sequel?
No,
Two, meaning as well.
As well.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Also, getting all these motherfucking steaks off this another motherfucking plane.
How have you managed to live so long?
Well, I would say the same about you. So.
Well, it's a fucking miracle, Raven Shadow. He's lived so long.
I chew my chicken. Not allergic.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Point Raven Shadow.
Yeah.
Very good. I'll give you props for that remark. Good comeback.
Oh man, I think we only got one voice message. Let's see. I believe so. So let me just load it up here, and we'll get to that. So yeah, so Raven Shadow, Shudder once again. Hopefully your password's saved this time. You better check before you watch it, okay?
I got Shudder anxiety.
Why?
This is hard, man. This is hard.
It's not hard. You fucking log in if you get logged out. It's not hard.
I get logged out all the time, and I log right back in.
Yeah, I get frustrated.
I get bumped out. I get bumped off.
We'll bump you off, all right. Does it ever save the password so you can just hit sign in?
I don't know what it does, man. It's like fucking alchemy and black magic. Could be some
all
voodoo.
right. Well, speaking of alchemy and dark magic, let's hear from Arkham Josh.
Thank you.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio guys, it's Arkham Josh here. Just calling in with my thoughts on this week's film, Skull the Mask. I had seen that this had popped up on Shudder, thought it looked a little interesting, so I was kind of glad when you guys picked it. But I don't know, this just didn't work for me. It kind of put me off a little in the opening because there's some weird CGI effects like that slash throat and stuff that do not look good, which is odd because during the bulk of the film there's actually some really well done practical effects. So I don't know, it's kind of a bit uneven effects-wise. But then again, the movie's uneven tone-wise, because I could never figure out if it was trying to be a serious film or if it was some sort of parody film. Because I don't know, the tone just seemed off. The effects were uneven. The tone was uneven. The character motivations were uneven. Our main detective, it seemed like every day they shot, they gave her a different character motivation. Because, character decisions that she made seems like 10, 20 minutes earlier in the film, her character would not have done that. And it just made little to no sense. When she makes a certain decision once they finally find their suspect. That makes no sense when you are trying to find a suspect to recover a stolen artifact. I don't know. It was just ridiculous. I think the folks came up with an idea. It looks like they have a history in mostly in special effects, that they were able to pull off the special effects very well. The actual character, main bad guy, when he has the mask and his kind of hazmat cleanup suit, he's actually a good character. There was some great scenes with him, semi-reminiscent of Kane Hodder or Jason in some moments. But, I don't know, I just couldn't get over how so much of this film just seemed uneven and a bit topsy-turvy. It did not work for me. I don't know. So I am just going to have to say trick and not a recommend. But I will also say that if next year there's another film that comes out and it's from the filmmakers that made this, I will check it out because there were some good technical aspects to the film. So, I don't know. They made a movie, so I can give them credit on that, but it just, I don't know. Just did not work for me. And then the whole thing with the cleanup crew. It's like nobody noticed that the cleanup crew never reported back or, never heard from them. It'd be one thing if, like in many American films, cleanup crews are like a third-party entity, but they had already established that these guys were, worked out of the police force because that main cleanup guy was in the locker room with the two detectives earlier in the film. Yet, nobody noticed them missing till the next day. I don't know. Just seems like it was overall somewhat poorly written, and I don't know if maybe it was a rush job, but it didn't work for me. Trick, and not a recommend. The other thing I did want to talk about is, in the discussion of censor last week, you guys talked a lot about rating systems in the BBFC and the MPAA, and I think there was a handful of misconceptions and a handful of not quite right statements. So I figure I'm just going to interject a couple of minutes of stuff here that maybe can kind of round that discussion out a little bit. And MZ, I know you know what you're talking about, but I know, you knew all this stuff, but I just think that you just weren't prepared to explain it properly. So let me give it a quick whirl in that. So the BBFC was in place to certify ratings for theatrical releases. And in Britain, a film cannot be released without a certification. Unlike in the US, where you can release a film unrated, but instead of state censorship here, we have corporate censorship because you can release your film unrated, but most corporate theaters will not show an unrated film. Independent theaters will show an unrated film. But there's no law saying you have to rate your film. But in England, there is. So you had a lot of distributors that over the years had bought and maybe imported films or made films that got cut to hell to get a theatrical release or got rejected altogether. With things like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or like Cannibal Holocaust. So then when video came along, there was no law covering video. So everybody just threw this stuff out on the market, and that's why there was a panic. That's what they were talking about when they referred to this kind of flood of violent films. It's not like the movies, nobody there knew about the movies. But it's just now there was a new technology that was not covered by the law, and there was a loophole, so everybody just threw the unrated movies on video and pumped them into the stores, And that's why they kind of had this panic. Mary Whitehouse was one of the people that drove the panic publicly, but she was not part of the BBFC. She was a teacher and a quote-unquote community activist that just went on all the talk shows and spoke to all the newspapers and kind of drummed up controversy about wanting to get rid of these horrible films. Because there was that misconception that she was actually part of the BBFC. So then that's when they seized a bunch of films and they then changed the laws to make it so you had to get things rated even for video release in the UK. So that is the main difference, is that here there are a small number of things that you are not allowed to put in a movie, such as like actually hurting people or animals or child porn, like the obvious things that should not be in a movie. But other than those, we are largely allowed to put whatever we want in a movie and put it out regardless of rating. Where over there, you have to have a certification in order to get a home video release or a theatrical release. Now, I know you guys also discussed that here we should have something that was more of a kind of industry, kind of like self-regulation. That is exactly what we have. There are no laws concerning our rating system. The MPAA is an organization that is actually funded by the major studios. And they have their own unwritten, quote-unquote, regulations that they self-regulate at. And it is entirely voluntary if you want to get your film rated and want to submit it. But like I said, without a rating, or more specifically, without a rating of R or under, then you face the corporate censorship of not being able to get into like Showcase or AMC or whatnot. I hope that I didn't cram way too much in there, but it just seemed that last week's discussion seemed to go on and on and on without clarifying anything. And I'm sorry if I went way too long. Looks like I'm over 8 minutes now. So I'm gonna call this a night. And I don't know. Let me know if you guys have any questions, because I am not an expert on the matter, but I've got quite a bit of reading on it, so I guess I know a little bit for it. All right, hey, I hope you guys are all having a great night. And also, P.S., I totally forgot about this last week, because I actually tried shortening my message, but happy birthday to Johnny and MZ. I know it's late, but I'm meaning to do that. All right, you guys have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, Josh, thanks, man. And he fucking railed into you, MZ. Calling you out.
He's like, I'm not an expert. Dude, you're a fucking expert, dude.
You know what? I wish I knew it was going to go so fucking long. I would have taken notes, because like I was like, I'm going to talk on that. Oh, I'm going to talk on that. I'm going to talk on that. And I completely forgot about what he was talking about in the beginning of the fucking voicemail. God damn it. But I just want to touch on the last thing he spoke about, because that's all my mind can retain. We were talking about the needing of a censorship board in this country. We weren't saying that there isn't one. We were talking about that there is, that the need is here, and it is here, but the one that is here is flawed.
Yeah, I mean, we did talk probably more about that than we did the actual movie. So, and I know I don't remember everything we talked about, but yeah, and when I was posing, I think Josh was commenting on some of the stuff that I said. I was kind of posing more or less a sort of not rhetorical question. I don't mean that, but kind of just like a general like censorship. Like, and I was talking about like places like the PMRC in the past and you know, and things like that. So just the general idea of censorship and not necessarily the MPAA specifically. That's at least where some of mine was directed towards. You know, and I know, MZ, you know a lot about the video nasties, you know, but maybe not the nuances of the, was it the BBRC? Forget
BBFC?
BBFC, yeah. So do you have any thoughts, MZ?
No.
Not going to tell Josh to go fuck himself?
Of course not.
I'm just kidding.
I'll have Aries do that for me.
Not up to tonight.
To tell you to go fuck yourself?
Yeah.
I'll tell you that every day.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
No,
Josh.
I would never do that to Josh. Never, ever, ever, ever.
Well,
Josh has been fucking killing it. I love Josh so much.
Yeah, you always
I love Josh calling in because he calls us out on our bullshit.
Yeah, I love it. I want everyone to call us out on our bullshit because we have a lot of bullshit.
You know what? I want to like. I don't like the fact that we say something and then a week later Josh leaves a voicemail and then we got to retort on that. I wish I could at least me personally, to be able to have a back and forth with Josh.
Come to the fucking studio. I'm not that.
I'm sorry. I don't see Josh in the studio.
He's coming.
Wait, what? Have you planned something in Raven Channel that I'm not aware of?
Josh, text me.
No, you text him.
All right, Josh, I'm gonna text you.
What's your number?
Wait, did you let Josh know about MZ's fucking?
Johnny, fucking enough of this, okay? enough.
You didn't let Josh know about MZ's roast?
Josh is
Holy shit!
On the pulse of everything. He's more of ahead of the. He's so ahead of the game. He's left behind. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. Is he psychic?
Yes.
He's psychic.
He's psychic. Okay. Got it. Good to know.
His mind. Yeah.
You know what? That makes me feel a little bit better that I'm on the same plane as Josh.
Yeah. Well, he's from Rhode Island.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
All
right.
I'm sorry.
Oh, unbelievable! You didn't tell Aries. You didn't tell Josh.
Fuck.
Who else didn't you tell?
Yeah. Who else?
It's like nobody showed up.
This is all Monster Zero's fault.
MZ's pissed. You're the one who you threw the roast for him. He's pissed though.
If he wasn't so old, this wouldn't be a problem.
You really could have done a better job. I'm really disappointed.
Oh shit! You didn't.
And you want that asshole to come in your house?
You didn't call fucking Michael Myers.
Hello, Michael.
The Spanish Michael Myers.
Yeah, Brazilian Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Michael.
You didn't call You didn't call YK Kim from fucking Miami Connection.
Dope.
You didn't call Zach Carlson.
Oh, I did watch Miami Connection the other night.
Zach Morris.
Oh, you did watch? You watched it?
I did.
How many sittings did it take?
It's part one, but I watched until the reenactment that we did for episode 50, and goddamn, that's fucking close.
Yeah, we did a pretty good job.
Really good job on that. Yeah, it was pretty good.
I wonder how many people have found that on YouTube, just looking for Miami Connection stuff, and like what the fuck? Who's this dude now?
How many views does it have? Look it up. How many views does it have?
Who's this fucker in a half shirt?
Show my parents probably this summer. And they won't
Wait, heroes in a half shirt? Why have we never said that before?
Myrtle power.
Myrtle power.
Myrtle power.
Oh shit! All right, Miami Connection, Trick or Treat Radio. Let's see.
It's 0.5 shirt. Myrtle power.
It only has 439 views. That's pretty good, though, I guess, for us.
Yeah, and how many times have you watched that, MC?
At least 432.
Actually, the last time I saw it was maybe about a month and a half ago.
It wasn't the last time. It was how many times?
I don't know how many times. What, maybe. I mean, we're talking back what? 7 years, 8 years. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I might have caught it maybe 4 or 5 times.
It's on Tubi.
Right.
I watched it on break.
Oh shit! I wonder if that's our most watched video.
Might be.
I can probably find out soon. But yeah, if I know we did it on MZ's roast 2 episodes ago, but if you guys haven't seen it yet, you can just do a YouTube search for Trick or Treat Radio Miami Connection, and it should pop right up. Yeah, it was fun to do. I don't remember how long it took. We filmed it in like an afternoon.
Yeah.
And then I wrote the music and edited it probably over like in a night or something. I don't remember.
Tiny wrote the note. Tiny wrote the note that I had to read.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I still think it would have been better if you guys came out without your shirts on. I still don't understand why you didn't do that.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Okay, now we know where MZ's at, but I had a tank top.
Not that I would have, but I don't recall a discussion of a shirtless scene.
I was asking about it because if we were supposed to mimic it, the scene calls for 2 of the guys being you, Raven Shadow, and Wolfie, because there was a third one. You all should have had your shirts off.
It's true
because that's what happened in the movie.
My character was not wearing a shirt, but I wore a tank top, which you never see me out in public doing, and I wore shorts, which also too you do very rarely see. So, and I had a towel. So I feel like I suffer for my art.
Oh Jesus, don't go there.
Yeah, suffer, please.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. I don't. That's probably our most viewed one. I don't know. Like, I don't know why YouTube doesn't make this easy to find which is the most viewed.
What the fuck was that?
I'm tired, dude.
Oh god. Raven Shadow, we've had 2 heat waves so far this year. How many times have you worn shorts? It's not a difficult question.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
None?
I'm not. No, I didn't. I have.
You haven't.
Cause I'm inside. I get the AC going. I get AC flowing. I get the bedroom and the living room and stuff. I got.
Yeah. What about outside?
You don't need to step out, like.
Nah, but my
just call his mother. Ma, the lawn needs mowing. Yeah, I know it's 100 degrees out with 100% humidity.
Yeah, you don't wear shorts when you mow the lawn?
No, you can't do that.
Regardless of the temperature?
No, you're gonna wear jeans and boots, dude.
No, you're the only person in the fucking world that does that.
No, you can't. No. It's like riding your bike. You shouldn't ride your bike with shorts on.
What are the boots and jeans gonna do to save you?
To protect me from, if I'm riding?
No,
from
mowing your lawn.
When you're mowing the lawn, what is going to happen if you're in shorts?
Yeah.
What if the blade runs amok? Or what if fucking there's bugs and ticks too? Who's gonna check me? You?
He's gonna roll you over on your belly.
Harry's
check your.
Check me. I'd be really good at it. I would.
Ticks suck, but you don't have to live in fear of them.
Yeah.
They're bad. They're bad. No, but I wear gear. What if it's poison ivy? I don't fucking know.
It's your fucking lawn.
Yeah, well, things sprout. This fucking shit grows. No, you
gotta. How many ticks have you taken off of Ollie?
In his duration?
In his duration.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Maybe 5 to 6. He's 11.
5 or 6. So it's a minor risk because you take him out.
No, it's a major precaution to prevent a major incident. But no, you gotta wear gear. I wear my jeans.
No, you don't have to wear gear.
You got it.
Raven Shadow. No, I can almost promise you nobody else in the world wears jeans and boots, like combat boots, when they mow the lawn in the summer.
Oh, you gotta.
Yeah.
No, you're the only person. You're literally the only person.
Well, that's
you know what? I wear jeans and boots at work when I have to mow the lawn, but when I come home, I put on shorts and sneakers to mow my own lawn.
Well, I mean, it ain't fucking relaxing, at fucking Fenway or at a cookout. Fucking Like, it's exciting. But no, you got to protect yourself.
From what?
Bugs, cuts.
Bugs. Oh, God. I can't.
What, you
I don't.
You gotta get a cut from a blade of grass.
Oh, you don't need a blade. It's called a blade of grass, Johnny.
I can't with this guy. Can we end this, please?
No,
yeah,
no.
Zero
This
hasn't mowed the lawn since fucking, you know what I mean? Because he lives in a fucking gated community or where the fuck you live.
Gated
MZ, I figured you'd be happy about this. We're attacking someone else besides you.
You gotta protect your neck, baby. Protect your neck.
For your neck? What are you wearing around your neck when you mow
you
the
wear
lawn?
a scarf when you fucking mow the lawn.
An ascot.
An ascot.
What does Black Canary wear?
He's an ass, all right.
Yeah, he puts the ass in ascot.
The ascot. No, man. You can't. I don't like being outside.
So don't go outside. Hire someone to do your fucking lawn.
Yeah.
I talked about it, but it was too expensive.
Hire some kids, neighborhood kids.
I'm done with kids.
Yeah, give them $10 a whack, and then there you
Give
go.
$10.
I'm retired.
Yeah. There you go, kid. You could go to the gas station 2 times with that.
You can fill up the tank. Fill up the tank twice.
I got fucking harsh reality though. I put $10 the other day in, and it wasn't even like barely over because the problem with the cyber criminals or whatever the fuck's going on with gas.
So Weevil Corny says Raven Shadow outside in the summer, and he has posts a picture of a skeleton gif. Corny
I
says,
love you so much. Go ahead.
Corey says, I did when I cut grass and had a mask because I'm allergic to grass. All right, well, that's fair. If you're allergic, I get the mask.
Oh, don't put that thought in his head.
And Corny says that I hire somebody now. He hires somebody, so.
Yeah, well, Corny's fucking balling, okay? He has like fucking Tony Stark money right now.
Tony Stark money. Well, he does live in Alabama. I'm sure the cost of living is maybe a little different.
Yeah, I love Corny so much, but he lives in Biodome. Like, he has his own, like, secured environment. He has his own irrigation system.
All right, we're going to end the show. Jesus Christ. Raven Chow, are you going to wear your jeans and boots when you do the blackout tapes tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right. Protect yourself, man. Protect your neck. I hope you're wearing an ascot for the blackout tapes.
I might have. Ollie, where's our ascot? Touch it.
All right, so I think that's going to do it for the show. Let's go around the room and say our goodbyes, starting with MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
I could say it was a little more feeling.
Yeah.
I'm a beaten man.
All right, Aries.
Goodbye.
Raven Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, mow your lawn with your mask and your jeans on.
You can't even mow the lawn with a beautiful mower without taking off your boots and jeans. Oh, shit. All right. So, yeah, blackout tapes. Tomorrow, if you're listening to this live or listening to it the day it drops, we're doing the blackout tapes on Friday, July 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Discord channel. If you're not already a part of that, you have to be a Patreon supporter to be eligible to gain entry. So patreon.com/trickortreatradio. Once you sign up, it automatically sends you a link to our Discord if you don't already have that. So just so you're aware, you can do that. And we hope to see a bunch of you for the blackout tapes. If you missed it, hopefully the next one, which, we'll try to do them every 2 to 3 months. It's do at least 4 a year, maybe upwards of 6 if we're able to. And, yeah, so it should be fun. So hopefully we'll see some of you guys there. And next week, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about the film Vicious Fun, and it will be available to stream on Shudder. So go ahead and track that down and give it a look. If you guys have any thoughts, feel free to send them our way, podcast@trickortreatradio.com. And that is it. Everyone have a good week, stay safe, and hopefully talk to you on the blackout tapes. See ya.